Let me know if y'all see y'all's go live for me. So by the way,
And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Are you ready for an unforgettable experience? Get ready. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's get hyped.
What's going on, Cowboys Nation? Welcome to another episode of the Late Night Hype. More like the midday hype here. Special guest in the building. Defensive back, newly signed defensive back, Daryl Worley joins us. But before we get into that, let's party.
Let's go.
Welcome, one and all, to another episode of the Late Night Hype. Law Nation, what's up?
What's up, man? Everything, the moon, the sun, and the rain, whatever it's at. Let's
Big
go.
Game James, what's going on?
What's up, big dog? It's another late night hype or midday hype, and we got another good one.
And of course,
Fantastic.
the man of the hour, Daryl Worley, Dallas Cowboys cornerback. What's going on, D?
Everything is good, man. I can't call it at all.
Hey, man, we're happy to have you here and happy to have you on the Cowboys. So,
Oh man, thanks for having me. But
Absolutely.
in both cases,
yeah, absolutely. First off, like we talked about this on air, but we gotta let them know about this real quick. Y'all tell us in the comments who got the better beard.
Come on,
Because
man.
me,
You know it was coming.
Y'all
You
see
know it
it
was
right?
coming.
I got to, because you always taking the shots at us. So we
Yeah.
got somebody with some competition in here, right?
And you always got
You got
Mr. Clean Beard. Now you got somebody that can rap with you, dog. Take it.
I think I got him. I
Eat it.
think I got him a little bit. You know, he
Nah,
got some
dog. He
side-
got you,
some
man. I
side
told
action.
you.
He got some
the
side action.
Or he
Hey.
dove in the end zone 5 yards deep. He got the interception. Somebody grabbed him at his feet. He just dove and he got the touchdown, y'all.
We're gonna let the nation decide. We're gonna let the nation decide. I already got people in the chat saying Worley. He said, "I'm sorry, Law." He said Worley.
We already said, Matt. You already said, you know, the
Worley's
kid's
of the
gonna get it,
world.
dog.
You know, hey, Worley, who do you think got the better beard?
Oh,
man, come on, come on.
He said, come
Hey,
on, dog.
low key, let me tell everybody, it's man violation, man. You know, when you say that another man got a better beard, basically. But you know, it is what it is.
I
Well,
mean,
he said,
violate
all he
fans.
said was, come on. So you already
Come
know.
on,
He
you
said,
already
come
know.
on.
my bad, dog. I didn't mean to
I don't
violate
even need to talk about it.
I mean, violate.
Yes, indeed. But shout out to the beard gang, though.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
But man, let's get into it a little bit, man. Like I said, welcome to Cowboys Nation. Welcome to Dallas. How was that process? You know, I don't know if it was a recruitment process, but you know, you're a free agent. I think this is
Yeah.
you know one of the first times, or I don't know if it was first or second time you've been a free agent. But how was that process and decision making in coming to Dallas?
I would say it was tricky because honestly, once Dallas the opportunity kind of presented itself, I kind of jumped on it. I mean, I was excited about it, and it wasn't really much more discussions or like other things I needed to hear from like other teams. So, I mean, I was happy to be exactly where I am right now. When it was put on the table, kind of things came to a halt, and it was kind of just more so. The weight was kind of smoothing the details over it more than it was me still debating with other teams. Yeah, it kind of felt like the perfect situation to step into coming off of the career I've been having, being able to kind of take that next step, and what better team to do it with than the Dallas Cowboys.
I like his attitude already, Law.
Right. I love it, man. Coming in hungry. Where do you see yourself at? A right corner, left corner, or just a person that's
I'm
went
not
behind the
really
play?
particular on a side. I mean,
Mhm.
like going throughout last season, we would switch every quarter, just being able to feel comfortable, being able to move both sides. It just allows you to be more versatile.
That sounds good to me.
Now I
I
know you
like
got
that.
some safety experience as well. I don't
Yep.
know if it's starter experience or more so spot duty, but is that something you could see yourself playing here in Dallas or pretty much anywhere really? Because it seems like this staff is looking to get a lot of versatile defensive backs.
My situation last year was more of we had a lot of injuries in our secondary. Guys were going down, and particularly at the safety position. So we got to a point in seasons where we were putting in packages to in that particular conference, the AFC West. They have a lot of like threats at tight end. So they were kind of like let's put our best cover guy on the tight end to kind of like neutralize that. So in those packages, I was kind of playing it. It was viewed as a safety, but it was more so I was covering those tight ends. But at the same time, I mean, versatility became a key part of the game. It allowed us to get better players on the field and being able to, as far as cover guys goes.
Yeah, go ahead, James. I'm sorry.
Oh, I wasn't. I was just listening to what you were saying. Even when you say all that, I like how you can switch up both sides because versatility is the key. What I know what the Cowboys like seeing, they want to have versatile players. Now you got Mike Nolan back there, and then we were just talking about Al Harris. What do you kind of think of Al Harris? Do you know from afar? Do you have a relationship with him already? And what kind of do you like? What excited you? Just was it the Cowboys or the scheme? Like, okay, we're hearing a lot of man press. I kind of like that as
Mhm.
well.
Actually, when I got into the playbook, actually just 100% realizing that the scheme that we were running is the exact same scheme that I was running out in Oakland. The
Nice.
only thing that's really different, and as me and Coach Harris talked about, is really the terminology, and that's just so that everyone's on the same page. You're speaking the same language, so everyone is having a full understanding of what we're saying in meetings, how we're communicating on and off the field. So that was definitely it was an easy transition as far as like the playbook goes, and just really getting the terminology down.
So, did you guys play 3-4 in Oakland or Las Vegas, whatever it is now? But or did you guys play a hybrid?
It was more of a 4-3 and a high mix of hybrid. I mean, because
Okay.
it had teams like with speed like Kansas City, guys that had real threats in the slot like Chargers and Denver. I mean, they were building. I mean, people have as the league is going as a whole. I mean, people have not only just two outside threats, they have about three or
Yeah,
four where they're really spreading it out now.
absolutely, man. And as
I
we
like
know,
good stuff.
you know,
Let me ask you this: what do you prefer, or what do you like to see as it relates to defense? I know it's not that much of a factor as playing the defensive back role, but which one do you lean on towards more?
Um, as far as schemes or
Yeah, schemes, 3-4-3 hybrid.
I kind of like 4-3 a lot better. I mean, the easiest day for me is when those guys up front are just having a field day. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
When they can just
Right.
get down there and go eat. I mean, my job not only becomes easier, but then we talk about turnovers. We talk about quarterbacks just throwing errant throws and things like that. So that's definitely my favorite thing to play behind.
okay.
No doubt.
Hey, I got one more question here. Not one more, but another question.
He said, he said, not one more. I got 17 more, but here's one.
You had talked earlier about meetings, and I'm very intrigued to know how you players are dealing with these meetings during the COVID situation, and talking to the coaches. Have you talked to Mo? Is it Mo Lundquist? Lindquist?
Yep.
Mike Nolan and Jim Tom Sula and just everybody, Mike McCarthy. How are you guys really handling this COVID? And is the process, is it tough? Is it hard? Or is it something you're just like, it's easy, but you're waiting to get back at it on the field for practice?
I would say as far as like playbook goes and for a younger guy, yeah, I would say it may be a little bit more difficult because the real mastery of things like this come with reps on the field. So with us not being able to have this OTA period, I would say that when we get to camp, it's going to be a lot more difficult for those guys. Like there'll be a lot more mistakes where you're getting close to the season. There's not much more leniency as far as mistakes go, but I say for a vet player that understands the playbook, understands the process for things like this. Right now, it's going pretty smooth, and we're finding different ways to even be able to watch film together,
Hmm.
be able to communicate, do checks, things like that, while getting everything done that we would do in a classroom setting. So as far as that, I would say that it's pretty straightforward and it's helping. The only thing we're really missing is getting that chemistry and those reps together.
Okay, so you're in the,
Man,
you're in
that's
the
good stuff.
you're in the virtual film room with your guys, but have you been able to speak with or hang out a little bit with some of the other guys like Cheeto, Jay Lou, the young bucks like Diggs and Robinson, or is it mostly all virtual right now because of the COVID? And if you
Most of the things are virtual right now.
okay,
Everyone has their own space, their own place that they're in right now, as far as the virus, and then just everyone just being able to deal with their family and keep them safe. So I don't feel like many guys are kind of like linking up right now. But I mean, like I said, I'm on the far East Coast right now, so I'm not even down there in the Dallas area yet.
yeah, if y'all don't know, He's from Philly, but he played for the Cowboys. So make sure y'all treat him right, okay?
Yeah,
Not an Eagle
And
fan.
he told us, hey, tell him, D-Dub, tell him about that little Philly thing we was talking about. He ain't no Philly fan. You just tell him right now.
Yeah. Nah, I wasn't.
You got to put that out there.
Yeah, we putting it out there. He ain't no Philly fan.
Yeah, I wasn't no Philly fan. I was a T.O. fan, but kind of all of my love was lost after that 04 Super Bowl.
Well, I ain't gonna hold you. I was loving that loss, so
Yeah.
I was good with it, mate. Go ahead, Law.
Go ahead. Oh, my bad. I just want to ask you real quick, and then my bad, Law. But this ain't football related. Law probably come with with football. You said "Lil Baby" is the album of the year, dog. So far,
I would say to this point. I mean,
I'm old school. I'm old school, so I don't know. I heard him, but that voice, I don't know all the tracks. I don't know.
You got to think. So I feel like he got his own kind of like sound, and this next thing I say is going to sound kind of crazy, but it's on point when you really think about the stage we at right now with rap music. Now, I'll say this first. My favorite artist of all time right now is Drake. I would say my favorite rapper is J. Cole. You know what I'm saying? So that shows you my platform and how I look at music.
I got you.
Cold though with it. Yeah.
Yeah. So when it comes to Lil Baby, I'm saying more so he's kind of to this decade's he's to this decade what Lil Wayne was to us. If that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? As far not saying that he's on that pedestal, but as far as he's getting on people features, he's really killing it. And really he has people listening to songs because his name is on it.
Did he say no more features though right now?
Yeah, he said he wasn't doing features unless it was for the right price.
And
what is gonna get the right price?
Something to prove. Which one is the best one that you know that you want to tell the world? Which one of his favorite songs out there for you?
I can't even pinpoint one. If you listen to the last 5 to 6 songs on a deluxe album, I would say that you won't skip one.
I'm gonna listen
for sure. I won't skip one.
Well, one of my peoples in the feed said, "What about this franchise A82 PFT says? What about Joyner Lucas though?
Oh,
he nice.
Yeah, he
make you think, right? Ain't they different?
He definitely does.
Yeah,
he's for sure a lyricist, and he touches on more deeper and more powerful topics. And that's things that's also necessary within the culture, and I always respect.
Right. I feel you. Well, I just had to throw that out there. You know what I'm saying? I went in that Twitter feed and I seen that. I said, I'm asking.
See, my boy Cowboys.
Is anybody Chance the Rapper fan? You know what I mean?
I was a fan of Coloring Book Chance, but since then he's been letting me know.
Yeah.
So you definitely up on this new hip hop. He's on it.
Oh yeah, no, music is one of my things.
Shoot, it got to be in the locker room and in the field. I know we're talking about YL. I heard he a good DJ down there for the Cowboys, so I'm pretty sure you'll be in his ear during training camp.
No, YL's my guy. I know YL for about 3-4 years now.
Yeah, so I heard he be playing all that good shit down there. So
yeah, well, we be at camp, we be listening, we be rocking.
Yes, indeed.
Shout out to Keith real quick. He said sending the whole crew some love with one of the donations. Appreciate you, Keith.
Donations, really.
Hey, we appreciate. See, we being good right here. See, D-Dub, we being good right here. We go nuts with the donations and giving the hollers out. But whenever we got we be cool. We on. But guess what? When you leave, we gonna be holla.
Now, my man in the chat said Lil Baby over Da Baby. How many damn babies is it?
It's like 20 babies.
Yeah, it's a bunch. I mean, I guess it's a famous name. I don't know what they like about it, but I agree with.
Why is everybody little though? LIL. Why is everybody
because of Lil Wayne?
AD,
no, come on, man. I can't do it. I can't do that.
Showing your age, bro.
I know everybody was waiting for Lil Wayne to drop his albums and stuff like that. You know, I know y'all was ready.
You showing your age, bro.
Things, man.
Showing
your age. So I am old school with it. I ain't no little.
You've been able to talk to some of the other guys, not just in your defensive back room, but some of the other high profile guys on Dallas, like D-Law, who he's a character, on the team. Zeke, and of course Dak. I'm not going to ask your opinion on the contract situation because that's a personal matter. But just as a person, have you been able to speak with Dak and the other guys like Zeke and D-Law, and what's your take?
I haven't spoke to Dak or Zeke. But I did speak with D-Law, Sean Lee,
Oh, show me.
Smith and a bunch of other guys on a
Nice.
call last week. But I mean, those guys are great. It seems like everyone's excited. You know, it's always a good place when you feel welcomed by a
Mhm.
team in
Mm-hmm.
situations like this. You know, coming into a new process. You know, especially when there may not be guys that you necessarily know personally, or you're coming in with, you know, to make that connection. But just to be able to have those leadership guys welcome you in like that, it makes you feel a lot more comfortable.
Yeah, that's one of the
Yeah.
things in
Definitely.
Dallas over the years that they've been heralded about was a tight locker room with some leaders in there. So it's nice to know that they're still keeping that up, even though with the new regime. And that's the
Yeah,
thing
for sure.
as Cowboys fans is so much. Everything is new. Everything
Hmm.
is even a lot of the players. You know, I always show this chart. Size matters, meaning they brought in you who's 6'1". You know, they brought in Diggs who's 6'1", Robinson who's six
Hmm.
one, Savion Smith. They have Chris Westry. Like there was a shift in that position, right? And
Yeah.
yeah, in that position. And is that something that when you were picking the team, did they talk to you about that? Did they talk to you about the style they want you to play? Because I look at you on film and you're a physical corner, and it's something that we
Uh,
haven't had here.
yeah, I feel
Definitely.
like more so that's more of a shift that's coming into the NFL as a whole. Right now, I mean, you have guys that, I mean, you could just look at the draft class that came in, including CD. You have guys that are above 6'1", whereas back in the day, they're the receivers may not, if they were above 6'1", they weren't necessarily running so much or really flying down the field. Now you get
Possessions.
into the league nowadays where you got guys like Julio, you got guys like Metcalf out in Seattle that are, not only do they have the stature to back it up, those guys are also, they have wheels behind it and they're able to transition down the field. So you want to have those bigger corners on the outside that can not only compete with size but also be able to match the foot speed and be able to really compete for those jump balls.
You know,
Mm.
he said something to me,
Good
guys,
question.
earlier that
Hmm.
just kind of tweaked my brain a little bit when you were talking about some of the young guys, some of the rookies. This could be tough during COVID to come right into camp without having that mini camp or that rookie camp, and
Hmm.
get it down pat. I believe I mean, not believe, I know they signed you kind of well into the off season, and not only because of your skill, but I think because you're a veteran, right? You've played for two different teams. I'm not sure if it was two different schemes, but I personally think I've been saying this since we signed you. You could come in and you could be a starter opposite of whomever it is, Cheeto,
Day one.
Trevin,
Yeah.
whomever.
Hmm.
But I've been saying, well, they drafted Trevin Diggs in the second round. It's very possible that's somewhere they want to have play now. But that veteran leadership and that veteran experience, do you look at that as an asset during a time like this? I mean, because think about it, like you said, young guys are not going to have the normal time frame that they used to have.
Yeah, for sure. I think it'll be similar to when it was that 2000, 2011, 2012. Can't believe exactly what year it was, that lockout season where those rookies were coming in. They didn't really get the
That's
time to
right.
be able to meet and be able to get on the field and do things like that. So I look at it as, not only does it give me an upper hand just kind of being a veteran, because I mean, let alone I've played 4 years in this league going into my fifth. I've started every game that
Yes.
I've played in my career. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? So it's not like I'm just stepping in as a vet guy that was on special teams.
Uh huh.
So I look at it, and I'll tell a young guy, and I look at it as my responsibility to come in, and you got to compete every day.
Hmm.
You got to be willing to fight for your job, because at the end of the day, we are all on a job interview each and every day. So
Yeah.
it's I take it as my responsibility to be able to help those guys develop and get to their full potential as fast as possible, just as vets did to me when I came in as a rookie.
Most certainly. And we talk about growing pains throughout life in general. Second week of the season, you guys going to have your hands full. The Calvin Ridleys, I believe you're going to be faced up against the Julio
Julio.
Jones.
Hmm.
And that's going to be a handful. And I would hate to see a rookie out there just covering those two guys. Not saying that they can't, but there are some things that is going to be hard to pick up. Remember,
Yeah.
we was talking about this before we went live at the top of the route. Do you allow that person to get free? Do you put a little bit pressure on them? Or would you be the one that trail and cover Julio Jones? What's your skill set on that? Which one you would rather prefer to handle?
I
Ridley
think
or
it's more of
Julio?
a it comes down with experience in those type situations. You got to think
Quick.
they're both running at the
Hmm.
end of the day. But really, he's more of I'm not going to say frail, but he's more of a slim body type of guy. So you can't be more of a lean on him and really as you're coming out of breaks type of situation, just simply because just like you said, all of our corners are 6'1" and above, so you may be knocking him over if you're leaning into him at the top of the route, which will then result in a call compared to a Julio Jones where he's 6'3", he's 215, 220. Where if you're leaning on him, you're not doing much. You won't be affecting his body motion so as much. So just being able to know that you gotta know different styles, and that comes with experience as well, is being able knowing how to play each guy and the differences in their styles.
Well, it's just crazy. You played with the Panthers for 2 years, so you're familiar with going up against Matt Ryan, Julio Jones over there in Atlanta.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, you got that experience. So, and we're looking at some of the film here, and a lot of these highlights are in Carolina. So, hopefully, we see some more of these picks against.
Yeah.
Get that work, big dog. Hey, D-Dub, I wanted to ask a question. We were talking a little bit off air, and we were talking about how you had went against Amari Cooper, a few times, and you said you had known him. Kind of, what's your maybe relationship since you already had played against him a few times? You said you had some time with him in Oakland. I think a lot of people kind of give him a bad rap, because he's quiet and things of that nature. What's your kind of feelings about Amari Cooper and kind of the relationship you have with him?
I would say that, me and Cooper, we've always been cool. There's always been like this mutual respect. So it goes back to, I want to say, my sophomore year of college. We played Alabama in the first game in the that Chick-fil-A Bowl or whatever, while he was at Alabama in his last season. And it was just kind of a mutual respect from there. That was the first time we played. The second time we played was my rookie year in Carolina. Then we ended up out there in Oakland together. And with him being a quiet guy, I'm also not as outspoken or whatever. Unless you're speaking directly to me. So it's kind of like a quiet mutual respect. And how can you knock a guy for wanting his own space? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Not really wanting to talk as much. That's just who he is. You never know what someone may have been through or in life that makes them a certain way. So I wouldn't say that it's necessarily a thing where people should judge him. It's just he's respected. He's a pro. He doesn't have any off the field issues. He clearly shows up on Sundays and he gets the job done.
It's the quiet ones.
I like you, dog. I'm gonna just tell you right now. Okay, I'm gonna just tell you right now. Okay, I'm older than these guys on this panel. I'm old school. Okay, so I feel like a proud papa, right? I'm an old man, but when I hear this kind of stuff from a young whippersnapper, man, they get me excited. Like, they get me excited. We're gonna get physical on that line of scrimmage. We're gonna be throwing guys down. I like that. Let's do that. I like this kid. I'm excited. We got you. I like you.
Let me take you back into a play, because this play right here, I don't know how the hell I missed this play during the season. I watch a lot of football during the season, D. A whole lot. I got about two
stuff goes on.
Man, I got like 2 TVs up. I got the Game Pass thing. I'm trying to watch it all. But how the hell did I miss this interception in Detroit? I seen it a couple weeks ago, actually. But how did I miss this interception? Take me through that interception. You know what I'm talking about, right? The one on Galladay with the one hand. Just walk me through that play. And when you caught it, let's be real, because our show's about being real. So be real. Was you like, damn, I can't believe I caught that ball? Or was you like, nah, I knew I got this?
It really wasn't a situation where I realized I caught it until I stood back up. Like, oh, like I'm still holding on to this. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's like you always envision yourself doing that type of stuff. Like you throw the ball around, you play around, but it's not until it really happened where you like, oh, like this really happened. Like, but it was shocking. Like I've said before, it was definitely I feel like the greatest play in my career thus far, as far as showing athleticism and things like that.
The setup of the play was crazy. You used the boundary as your friend, and I said, man, if these corners can learn to use the boundary as their friend, you squeezed them all the way to the side, and you just went up there and just said, okay, this ball belongs to me.
I should have cut that highlight out and showed it instead of putting it to all the other highlights. But I'm telling you,
salivating. Watch it. Where's it at?
Cowboys. Well, yeah, I have it on the other highlight screen. But Cowboys Nation, if you need to go back, go watch that. And get excited, because really before we got Trevin Diggs, before we got Reggie, we didn't have size at corner, and I was nervous.
Mhm.
I was nervous going up against Joe Galladay. What is Galladay, like 6'4"?
Six-
Bro? I mean,
He's big.
He's maybe 6'4",
6'6"
6'5".
almost.
boy,
He
you know?
look
Big as hell.
Yeah.
and you muscle with him all game, and on that play you
Mhm.
muscle with him, and we need that, right? We need that.
Mhm.
And one of my guys in the chat said, who is harder to guard? Two other guys they're kind of bigger, Julio Jones or Amari Cooper. Different in their own ways, right? Amari is route running guy, and Julio is just, I mean, he's just a freak.
That's actually a great question. But I probably would go with Coop, just simply because of I feel like a route runner. Like, I feel like, think about it, the hardest thing to kind of cover is a you would say a slot guy. So, and that's because of what they can do laterally and situations like that. So being able to take that to the outside while also adding the speed factor and all of those type of things, it kind of adds another threat compared to a Julio, who he's a, don't get me wrong, he's a very Hall of Fame receiver at the end of the day, but it's more so power, speed. Even though he can get out of a break just as fast as anyone else in the league, but at the same time, he doesn't have that. I feel like Coop has that shift view type speed at the line with the releases.
Yeah, it's nasty. Yeah. When you got a highlight reel of just running routes, you know you're nasty.
Exactly.
Yeah. So so many people, especially Cowboys fans, believe it or not, were saying, "Hey, Amari Cooper is soft. He can't do this. He can't do that." Please explain to them and tell the people, Amari Cooper is not soft.
No, I wouldn't say that at all. I mean, it doesn't translation into his game nor his numbers. Just because I feel like we have to also fans have to kind of be more like educated as far as sometimes how offensive schemes are set up. As far as, I mean, there may be situations where they go into a game where Coop could be just a decoy because they know that he's going to be double teamed, and that may be the time for a second, third, and fourth receiver to really have their big breakout games. That's why you see guys with smaller names just break out 2 to 3 weeks a season, and they caught 2 to 3 touchdowns a game.
Great answer.
Most certainly, because they're gonna roll coverage his way. Roll coverage.
Exactly.
I love when he says, having to be a smarter fan. We try to bring that here on all of our channels, and then specifically on this show, because look, we're fans, right? We get emotional, we say crazy things, but then you go watch the tape and you're like, oh, you know what? I probably shouldn't have said that because he did this.
I took that back. I take it back. I'm sorry.
So we try to do that here and give you the numbers and stuff. And like you said, just go look at the numbers, man. Coop ain't nobody.
Hey, Worley, what is your scouting report on Gallup? From afar.
Who's that?
Michael Gallup.
Michael Gallup. The receiver nobody's talking about, apparently.
I feel like his name speaks for itself because he's definitely rolling as far as running goes. I seen him strike. I haven't been able to really study his game. Just because I've never played him per se, but he's definitely a threat receiver. He was a substantial number 2 last year, and he kind of carried the offense, stepped up when things weren't getting rolling necessarily. For maybe Coop was having an off day or someone else, he was able to step in and be able to make some great plays. I feel like he was definitely a substantial piece of the offense.
Oh my goodness, yes. And I can't wait to see y'all match up against this receiving core, because like I said, I like the shift in what we're doing at cornerback. And then we got, the young guy, CeeDee Lamb, you got Amari Cooper, you got Michael Gallup. I know those practices are going to be nasty, dog. I know they're going to be nasty.
Yeah,
in a good way.
I was thinking about that too. I mean, just being able to watch the draft.
I've been thinking about
that. Practice might be the hardest part of the damn year.
That's good.
That hey, what they say, iron sharpens iron.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yes, indeed. I know you can't wait to just line up against CD though. I know you just can't wait to see what he can do though.
Don't muscle him around.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to the league a little bit.
Welcome to the league.
He's gonna be something special in this league for sure.
I got some questions. Oh, go ahead. Okay. Because my questions is about Oakland. So go ahead.
Okay. All I got is I just want to ask you, all the receivers in the game, who's your number 1 receiver in the game right now?
You want me to go off of numbers or just my?
No, I want you. I don't know. Don't do me numbers. I want in your heart.
Nowadays, man, because there's so many great.
I don't care about what nobody else say. What you say. or Hart?
Um, it might sound contradicting, but I still would go that my number one was Julio.
It ain't I can deal with that. I
Yeah,
get it.
yeah.
But if you would have
Yeah,
said
People would
Julio,
say
He may not be.
everybody.
I wouldn't say that
D-Hop
he's
said
the
he was
hardest to
the
guard,
best.
but I would say he's the best.
Ooh, yeah, I just thought about it, man. You got to go against D-Hop this year too, right?
Oh,
He
we
got
got
to go
some
against
receivers.
Odell
Ooh,
and Jarvis Landry.
yeah.
The whole host. It's gonna be fun to watch.
hey,
Yeah.
in Oakland, man, you got a chance to play with a coach who I don't want to say he's funny. I hate to say funny, but he's interesting and entertaining to watch. Was he as entertaining to be coached by in John Gruden, or was it like, damn, this guy is hard, like he's hard on you, or was he kind of a fun to be around?
I feel like he gets a bad rep from what people see on the sidelines. He's a great guy, full all around character. He's an awesome person. He really cares about his players and everything that's going on. But at the same time, like we have seen for the last, how long has he been doing it? 20 years. He's passionate about everything that he does. And football is, when he's in football, and that's all he does is watch film, study tape. And he really wants the best for himself and everyone around him. So he's a guy. He coaches you passionately, but he never steps out of character or anything like that. He definitely he pushes to get the best.
Okay. So did y'all call him Chucky? Anybody ever call him Chucky? Or y'all,
Nah.
he called it Chucky over there.
Hell
man.
no, I ain't getting no Chucky on that bench.
All right, man. We ain't gonna keep it too much longer. Law, big game. Go ahead before we let him head on up out of here. I know I heard a little baby girl in the background. She's like, "Daddy, come on, man."
Come on, Daddy. What you a girl dad like me?
I have both. My
Oh,
oldest
my
is my son though.
Okay,
that's what's it, man. Blessing.
Can we ask how old is your son?
Appreciate it. He'll be 3 in July actually.
Is he gonna play any
3-year-old too?
football, anything like that?
He experiments with it all. Honestly, he walks around. He throws the
3,
helmet on, the
James.
football, all that.
Dogs, train them up when they're early, and they'll never
Oh, this
depart
guy,
from
he
the
trying
ways.
Yeah.
I did my kids. They played for me. I don't care. Train them early. Put them football, basketballs all in them
Dude,
cribs
James
when they don't
said-
know nothing else.
How old is your son? You said 3. You got to play football. He gonna play football.
You gotta play
at 3.
football.
Hey, you can play flag.
You should actually. You got him growing his beard. You know, get that beard
Hey,
actually growing.
like I said, they can play flag. Get out there and just put the flags
my
on the waist
God,
and
for
say, just
sure.
run.
Yes,
He'll be
indeed.
active doing something for sure.
Y'all
Worley, who's the team you want to face more than any other team out there this year?
Do we really gotta answer that one?
He said Philly.
He
You
from
know it's
Philly,
Philly?
Philly.
Oh, dog, you
No,
said we really
times,
got to do that?
I know it's
yes.
Philly.
Hey, see, you from Philly, right? So you know all about the John.
Yeah.
See, he can relate to me when I say John. I said John and these dudes, they was like, what?
No, you didn't. You said it to Law.
You said it to me. I'm from
You said
Mississippi,
it to Law.
man.
I
I'm just
felt
like,
you,
what-
even though
what
I'm
are
old
you
school. I was
saying?
feeling you.
But you ain't know
Law
what the
was
hell.
like, "What's John?"
What's John?
Hey,
What's
I
John
told him John
Bull?
means it's a person, place, or thing. It's a noun.
Yeah, it's everything.
It's everything.
It's whatever you need it to be, and
Whatever you need
whatever
it to
your
be.
circumstance may be.
Pass me that John. You know,
Yep.
like
you
what
go.
the world are y'all talking about? And young bull and all of this stuff, man.
And y'all calling me old. Listen to Law.
Yeah, Law, you
Look,
showing your
I'm
age.
telling
Law. Show your age, man.
Yeah,
Nah,
you telling
young-
your age.
young
See,
bull.
I got that young spirit, Law. Watch it.
Hey, Worley, anything you want to plug? You got mixtape dropping or anything? No, I'm just kidding. You got anything you? Any
Is
charity
Jay-Z,
or?
No,
Jay-Z
just,
still the GOAT though, right? Jay-Z still the GOAT, right? The go-to, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Woo.
definitely the go.
Okay.
I thought you were about-
I wouldn't disrespect it, but no, I mean the only thing I would want to promote is what I'm wearing right now.
Okay.
My Worley's World clothing line is actually, it should be dropping on Saturday.
Oh, you should.
I'll
Come
be
on.
posting about it and
You
everything.
should have told me about that,
oh, my
man.
Yeah, man. We
Nah,
should have
man, it's all good.
Disrespectful.
Nah,
Hey,
For
hey,
real.
send us. Hey, when
I
you get
support.
when that stuff getting put out, man, we'll retweet that
Yeah,
stuff. Let us know,
we'll
man.
sure-
We'll
we'll wear
retweet you.
it.
Yeah, we'll push
Yeah,
it.
for sure.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
We
send
all
me-
about
shout
showing
out.
love.
Send me
Yeah,
the
I'll be
link.
What's your
dropping on
Twitter
Saturday.
handle? Let me see the Twitter so I can check you out on Twitter,
This is a
Instagram.
Wally. Where's a Worley
Oh,
World?
he gonna say.
Hey,
Yeah, Worley's World.
Hey,
20.
hey,
World.
hey! Before you get off, D-Dub, it's so funny because I posted that picture of you when you was chilling with with your helmet on,
Oh, the Jay-Z
had
picture.
the drink.
yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, when you posted, I posted on my Big Game James page. Everybody went nuts on it, and now you hear. I said, ain't that something?
I like that song. You know,
In
it's
all
gonna feel
seriousness,
better this year when he gonna get that. He gonna have a ring on his hand next
Ooh,
year.
let's
You know
hope
what I'm
so.
saying? With that same picture.
Yeah, sound like the
Yeah,
perfect plan to me.
Yeah,
yeah. Let's
buddy.
get that ring, baby.
Send me that link to your website though, off air or whatever, and definitely go
will do.
look into that, man, because I like that logo. I was looking at that on IG, like, man, is that his logo or is that?
Yeah,
Okay, I like
definitely
that.
my logo.
I like that, man.
Yeah.
I like that. Appreciate it. So
Yeah,
so
love it, man.
what's the website name?
It's Worley'sWorld20.com.
Worley's World 20, y'all. Go check that out and
Yep, it'll be fully
support.
live on Saturday.
Okay,
On Saturday.
nice. Go ahead, James. I know you were saying something over there.
No, I wasn't saying nothing. I just, like I said, I appreciate you. In my last words, we appreciate you coming on. Number one,
Yes.
we thank you very much for taking out your time because we know a lot of stuff going on. We know you're doing your thing. And I just gonna tell you, man, just listening to you gave just really good, detailed answers. I'm just really excited about seeing you on the team. I like listening to players like that can give in-depth things. That lets me know that they understand the finer parts of the game, and that gets
Yep.
you excited. So I just really excited for you to be on the team, man. We wish you really good luck this year, and just really appreciate you, big dog. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Nah, thank you guys.
And I got to say some things too, man. Really appreciate you for jumping on the show. I got my prediction that you're gonna get north of 3 interceptions this year, 2 sacks or what have you, north. You know, so you going
Nah,
to the
thank
Pro
you.
Bowl, man, all the way, all pro. And look, he's
God
doing
damn,
that because
okay,
he's on
Lord,
this
all
channel.
right.
I'm telling you, think about it. Think
Beer
about it.
magic.
Look, the beer magic,
beer
you know,
game
we
magic. I
touching
got
and
you.
agreeing over here. Thou should
Yes,
decree
sir.
a thing, and it shall be established. You know, we
There you
putting
go,
it out
dog.
there. We putting it out
Amen.
there to the universe, and
Yes,
Worley's
the bear
gonna be
blessing.
man, like one of those people. Like, man, look, where did he come from? You know, he never missed a game. He's physical. On top of that, we got some dogs up front. D-Law, you play with McCoy. You know what his mindset is, right? You play with him, right?
No,
No, I
I
haven't.
think he
I
missed
didn't
You ever
him.
play
play
with
with
him.
McCoy? You,
Yeah,
you,
like
you
he
just
was
play
there
with
right
Post?
after I was there.
He
Okay,
he missed him
he
by
missed
like a
those
Post came the
two.
year after I came.
But neither here nor there. You got some dogs in front of you now, so
Yes,
it's
sir.
it's going to happen. Let me know in the
It has
chat
to.
box if you guys disagree.
Now,
They ain't gonna disagree. They
the
better
chat-
not. They're gonna get
'Cause
kicked
the
out.
law says
chat-
now, you know.
the chat box said the beard supporting the beard. That's what they're saying.
Yes.
Big gang, big gang.
Yes.
Hey man, appreciate you, big dog. Hopefully,
I appreciate you guys.
sometime during the season we can rap to you again, man. And it's talking about how the Cowboys are off to a 5-0 start or something like that. All right.
Yep, sounds good to me.
Yes, sir. Chat box and Cowboys Universe, stick around. We're gonna take a quick couple-minute break, and we'll be right back. Probably open the lines up and rap to y'all about the interview and about all things Cowboys. With that said, like I said, man, appreciate your time. We'll wrap off air. I'm for real, man. I want that shirt.
Y'all for sure.
All right, we'll be right back. Check. Are y'all ready?
Get ready for
Are you ready?
unforgettable.
Hey, let's come back in this thing with some. Let's come back in this thing with some energy. One second.
Let's go.
Some energy. Here we go.
Are you ready for an unforgettable experience? Get ready. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's get hype.
Yeah.
It's something about that. It's something about that intro that just get me going, fam.
I said it on your Twitter, dog. I said it on your Twitter. I said,
Yeah.
it's like Skywalker said, let's get hype.
Let's get it.
He said,
One
let's
way
get
or
hype.
another.
One way or another, we back. Amazing.
Man, you know how we do.
amazing.
you know how we
interview
get
with
down.
D.
You
Worley.
know how we get down to late night hype.
Hey, man, this is the midday hype too.
Yeah, you right.
Midday.
Midday hype. Midday
Sundress
hype.
and linen. Y'all still got the sundress out here.
It's a sundress
had
and linen
those-
hype.
We used to have those day parties. Used to go ham.
Yeah, they still do, man. Well, right now, though, you know all the issues. with
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But they still do them day parties. Definitely around here, man.
Them
Hey,
day
Cowboys
parties.
Nation, how did y'all like Daryl, man? How did y'all like D. Worley? We love him.
Worley.
Give them a fire emojis for
Yeah,
him.
drop them
Yeah.
fire emojis, man. Drop them
Fire emoji,
emojis.
y'all. Yo got fire.
I think he was
Yo
good.
got flame.
The chat stuck around. Y'all stuck around. Appreciate y'all
that-
sticking around.
They better. They should. This early day hype.
This
Now, I don't
early
hear-
day
Hey, they was giving me excuses. They be in the field like, all right, big game, gotta go to bed in the morning.
Midday
Oh,
hype.
you don't, not today. So we on all good time, ain't we? Because even in you Pacific Central, you up, get your butt up in here. Let's
Stevie
go.
said it's dinner hype.
Exactly.
Yeah, dinner time hype. What y'all cooking over there? Is it Auntie Shirley spaghetti?
Uh,
Inside joke.
Yeah, man. I like Worley, man.
Yeah.
You know, when we were talking with him off air, he was super cool. And this, you know, the thing I was really loving, we were just talking about it, man, how he was really breaking down the game for us. You know, when we were asking him, okay, 3-4, 4-3, what do you like? You hitting, you know, when you hit him up, what law with the top of the route. We talk football over here, y'all. Not hating, we talking football over here. We got to ask any football questions, answer them. And
Right.
You know
we'll
what?
have a little
He came
fun with it
through and
along
said,
the way, but
you feel me? But he said, okay, what? You asked me
Okay.
this? Here it is. And that's what we wanted to hear. And I love his answers. Real articulate young man.
Yes, indeed. Really articulate. And then the way he went over everything when we was off air, he was like pretty cool.
yeah,
Pretty
yeah,
cool.
Yeah. He is exactly like he said when he described Mark Cooper, both reserved, right? But silent killers, because he might be
Silent killer.
reserved, off the field. But when you watch the film, bro, man, don't play.
And then
It
we
get
got
him
the dog.
sometimes,
There's
but-
gonna be some talking out there. Diggs, he's not gonna be a reserve kid, so we're gonna have a little fire, you know, whenever he get out there.
Thank
on
you,
the field.
Jonathan. Jonathan says, Skywalker, I like your cap is fire. Let me tell you something, Jonathan. The only reason this thing is on is because I done gave up on trying to cut my hair. There's COVID, then it took over. I was keeping up with it, man. Every guest we had on was like, bro, did you get a haircut? I'm like, nah.
Yeah, man.
I just got clippers and I've been fixing myself up, but I give up. I done
Yeah.
finally
Hey,
booked my haircut appointment.
we gave you your props off air, though.
Oh yeah, and his number, because we already asked him what his number was going to be off air.
34.
We didn't want to repeat it, por favor.
Was it 30?
So his number is going to be 34
Yeah,
He said so. He said so far.
so far, you know. But he want another number in mind.
He wants-
So,
He wanted that
20s.
2020 but Tony
yeah.
TP said,
Yeah, he want that 20 action. Then he said he wanted that 22, and we're like,
you ain't getting that big dog.
Yeah, he was like,
we love you, dog. We love
Yeah.
you coming on the show, but
You
When
ain't
he
getting
was,
that.
we asked
untouchable.
him off air. He was like, "Yeah, you know, when I came over, they told me I can't have 22." I'm like, "Yeah, you ain't getting that, man."
Yeah, you ain't gonna never touch that.
Yeah,
But you better go. We love you. Better go read Cowboy history right quick. At 22.
right.
Said we on grown folk.
22. Can you imagine that he
Cowboy.
gave you
What?
22?
Are you serious, man? There would be Emmitt Smith wouldn't allow it. I bet you. Emmitt Smith wouldn't allow it. I bet you.
Emmitt Smith will come back and try
He
to
will come.
get,
Nah, you
try to
hell
make
yeah.
the team.
Man, Emmitt Smith
get
would
it.
be in the paper. No,
Yeah.
Emmitt Smith would be behind the scenes the next freaking day. Take my jersey off.
Shout out to Ill, y'all 55. He said, "I'm playing Madden 20 online while enjoying the hype." Appreciate you, Ill. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate the whole chat that was
Yes.
in there. I try to get a few questions to him. Looking in the chat. And but like I said, it's hard, when we get the interviews and whatnot. But I think I'm gonna open the lines up, y'all. Y'all want the lines open?
Yeah.
Let me know if y'all want to call in, man.
Open them lines up.
Open them up,
Before you open the lines up, Will, let me give a shout out to all my
Yeah.
people who's out the donations.
And let me be next.
William McPherson, shout out to you for the donation.
For
Keep
the
the nation,
nation.
like Law says. Lord Perrier, what's up with you, big dog? You know I love you. He hits me up before we go. Ron the Don, you know how he do. Ron,
oh man, that's a cold-blooded name.
Hell yeah. And Coach D just come in and says, "Flame on, jacket, take that." My dog Dan Lee, my ninja. Keith Shep coming in with the holla. Franchise 82 PFT, that's my bodyguard. Just for he has 52 Facebook names, so he comes in all different names. That's
Off the top rope.
Logan off the top, and then the Lunatic. I love that name, the Lunatic, and Jop. That's how we do it. Appreciate y'all with the donations.
Making the donations without hesitations, man. That's why I love it. Without deviations too. Shout out to William McPherson. He made a donation over here. He said, "I just don't want to support one side, but let me support all sides." That's what I'm talking about. And then Keith Shep, really appreciate you for dropping 10 to get in. Landon, same way, same field, 10 to get in. And Victor, thank you for joining the membership squad. And shout out to Toby over there on the Facebook group. Share Kings over there, top Share Kings over there. Yeah, Jonathan Durbin, man, really appreciate you. He said, "Law Nation, shave your beard off."
Yeah,
hell no.
Can y'all go talk to Jonathan?
Yeah, we gotta talk to him. We're gonna put him in timeout.
Lance Bell, man, really appreciate you, man. And Jimbo. What's good? And Marvin,
what up, Jimbo?
Really appreciate you. Everybody on the Facebook. Yeah, they already know. You know how it goes down. And shout out to all of the mods, man. Q and Miss Jackie and everybody. Devon.
Yes, Stevie
really
Matt.
Appreciate you guys for holding it down over there.
Hey, my guy Fatimus, I'm saying that right? Fatimus Prime. He said,
I love that name.
He said,
Prime.
He said the John y'all did on Worley was fire. I'm from Philly. Yeah, he know about that John.
Yeah, he know about it.
he know about that John. Shout out to my guy Jay Tuck with the $4.99 donation. Appreciate you, Jay Tuck. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all want to get fired up? Go follow Jay Tuck on Twitter, bro. It's never a dull moment. That's my boy, cause he on Twitter.
Is that Crazy 88?
No. That's what's your Twitter, Jay Tuck? I think it's Jay. It's Cowboys fans only. I think it's Cowboys fans only. But he'll drop it. Drop it in the chat, man. I'll tell you. Jay Tuck says, "Seems like a class act to replace a class act in Byron Jones. He's going to have to be that dog out the gate till the rookies comes along." And that's exactly what I've been saying. What's up, William Williams? He says, "Good evening, Law Nation, Big Game, James and Sky." But that's exactly what I was saying, y'all, when we got him. And after some thinking, I'm like, you know what, man? I just really believe that Worley could be the starter. And it wasn't getting that much recognition, right? But I'm telling you, man, go look at the film, go look at the tape, and go look at the state of the position.
Yeah, it look good, man.
Yes, sir.
He's doing his thing. I just can't wait. I just can't wait to see him in his full Cowboys uniform. I want to know if he can get away with the visor. That's what I forgot to ask.
His visor.
That visor nasty. I don't think they can get away with the visor.
In Cowboys land, you can't get it. It seems like every other team got that visor action, but like Zeke, can y'all imagine Zeke with the visor game?
Hey, you know who had the best visor game though, in my opinion, ever? Just from my scene. No, Dez was nice.
Dez was nice.
You remember your boy that played for the Cardinals? Darnell Dockett.
Oh yeah.
He had that face mask that they outlawed, and he had the visor with it.
Yo, you was not
man.
lying,
He looked like a for real gladiator.
Man. They should allow people to wear visors now due to the
you gotta have a prescription or something crazy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did read something. I did read something where they was talking about allowing them to wear some weird visors that would help defend the COVID. I thought it was strange.
Oh, stop.
I know.
They need to.
Lies.
I know.
Lies.
Hey, we got a caller on the line, man. Let's see if we can get him in here. Caller, you are on the line. Say your name, where you from.
Buenas noches, Skywalker, the Lunatic.
Lunatic, real quick. Can y'all hear him?
No, but I'm gonna turn my
we go again with this thing.
Can everybody hear me all right? How you doing, Cowboys Nation?
He said, wow.
The Cowboys Nation can hear you. I can hear you, but for whatever reason, they can't hear you. It's all good.
That's cool. It's all good.
We'll pick it up on rebound.
We'll pick it up. What's up, though, Lunatic?
Hey, man, congratulations again on another great interview. All the interviews you're giving us. Again, that's why the excitement is building. That's why the excitement is building. You hear their point of views. You see what they bring to the table. You know they're going to compete. And when you compete, that brings out the best in all the other players. You see what McCarthy's doing. You see what Nolan's doing on defense. Oh, we're going to find out what makes a great defense. Those dogs up front or a defensive secondary that lets them get to the quarterback. We're going to find out, and it's going to be fun. I love these interviews. I love getting the players' point of view, what makes them tick, what they're looking for, what they see, their opinions, because, they compete. They want to compete. They want to show up on Sundays. They want to show up under the bright lights. They want to show the fans, hey, this is what the Cowboys got. The Raiders didn't want them. Fine. Bring them over here. Improve our team. Their loss, our gain.
That's right.
That's why the excitement is building.
Absolutely, brother. Hey, appreciate you calling in as always, Lunatic. We're going to try to get some other callers in. All right, man?
You got it, man.
Shout
Have
out
a great
to
one,
you.
Cowboys Nation.
Thank you, brother. Shout out to you.
That's what I'm talking about.
Lunatic always be having that good excitement. I like the name, The Lunatic.
Lunatic.
I
like
love that.
that's what
The
him.
Lunatic.
Shout out to my boy Cowboy Marty. He says Skywalker got that Dreamcast phone call software.
Yeah, Dreamcast. How
Listen,
many people remember
y'all
Dreamcast?
know damn well if it was working this way when we was doing it. But we gonna have to since we're kind of getting
going
up
to the sky.
Things are growing. I'm gonna have to look into another software because I'm not even using the software. Literally, it's on my phone. It's just coming through my mixer. But I have no idea why y'all can't hear them on the call. It's very strange.
It's all good. I know.
But I heard pieces of the Lunatic voice. I can tell his voice. Yeah,
I heard everything. I just turned my phone up. But I one thing I love about you, dog, that I know you heard this. You're gonna go when we get off this show. You're gonna be like, okay, how is this not working?
Yeah, no.
How is this not working? It must know he's a mad scientist.
I don't play that. Oh, and J Tuck's Twitter is Cabo Cowboy.
That's what I was talking about, big dog. The Crazy 88. He got the 88 jersey on his Twitter handle. That's why I call him the Crazy 88 because he be going ham. He funny.
His Twitter handle ain't Crazy 88. It's Cabo Cowboy.
No, I know his name is that. I'm saying he wears the 88 jersey on his Twitter picture. So I call so I call him the Crazy 88 because he goes nuts on his Twitter all the time.
Yeah, somebody keep calling in and hanging up. I don't know why.
I think that's Philly Notion. Hey, Philly Notion, where you at? Because he was giving hella compliments on the page the other day being a Philly fan. Get on in and call in.
Call on in. And shout out to Akeem Smith, man. Really appreciate
it. Say it, Law.
I can't believe it.
I cannot.
Shout out to my oh wow, this guy keeps hanging up. Whatever though. Shout out to my boy, the Cowboys Network, aka Sosa.
Sosa. Is that Sosa? Is he on you? Hey, Sosa, you remember can't nobody see you, dog.
He's not on the phone.
Okay. On the phone. You Sosa. Nobody can ever see you.
But he's not certain. Why y'all keep hanging up? But whatever, man. We about to end the phone calls if y'all gonna keep hanging up. But
I said blocker.
All right, man, we gonna get this guy on. Hey, you on, man? Who's this?
To accept, press 1.
I accept. What's going on, man? What up? Who this?
Brandon Newkirk, brother. Brandon Newkirk. What's going on, man? You kept hanging up. Nah, it went to voicemail, brother.
Oh, all right. We good now, though. What's going on, man?
What's up, Lawline? What's up, Big Gang? What's up, Skywalker? I'm proud of y'all, brother.
Appreciate you.
Doing good, brother. I'm from Carolina, so I bet.
What up, dog?
What's up, brother?
Appreciate
I like
you.
what he brings to the table. He real physical. He don't back down from no competition, whether 1, 2, 3 wide receiver. And I got a question because Law dropped a jewel with DeMarcus Ware, and DeMarcus Lawrence is calling him about standing up, that versatility. And if you watch that Denver defense, they played a lot of big dime with a safety as a linebacker. So how y'all feel about the multiple fronts and how we going to change up the script depending on the offenses we have?
Okay, we're gonna answer that off air.
going against.
We're gonna answer that off air, so they can hear all the questions. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, brother.
All right, man. Appreciate you calling in, man, and sticking with me because you know the phone situation.
No problem, brother.
All right, man. I think James got to turn down your volume.
Okay, my bad.
It's playing back.
Okay, my bad.
So so I loved what I heard on the law interview. Our law interview. I know you wish you did interview DeMarcus Ware.
Right.
On the DeMarcus Ware interview, where he was excited about the hybrid defense, and he talked about help training. I believe it was D-Law and Gregory and Alden Smith and what have you. Law, kind of give us some of your thoughts because you dropped the tape and then you kind of had some of your thoughts on there.
Well, basically, my thing is we knew for sure that the previous regime only rushed 4. They didn't do a lot of blitzing. They didn't do a lot of creativity as it relates to that. But from my experience, from what DeMarcus Ware was saying, is that now they're going to send 5. It may be 6.
That's what
they
it
might
sounded
drop
like.
somebody.
It sounded like he kept talking about 5 rushers and they'll be going up against a tight end or a running back. So
Right.
man, things to me are sounding like they're transitioning into a 3-4 sooner than later, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. And remember how even in that interview he was talking about. Remember he mentioned Alden Smith and DeMarcus. I mean not DeMarcus, but Randy Gregory, and then he was just talking about the guys that could be hybrid guys.
Yeah.
And he was just mentioning them. So when you see that, and I mean, we saw when the transition happened, how quickly it happened when Bill Parcells came over. We were 4-3.
Right.
He brought a few guys over and said, hey, we're switching it. They put that plan in motion. I think the only thing that may have delayed it, in my opinion, was this COVID. If we didn't have this COVID, maybe you see that 3-4 pushed even, earlier as being implemented now. I think the COVID may have pushed it back a little bit. I think you'll see a lot of mixing, and then eventually they may go to it because a lot of their guys that they brought in as far as the coaching staff were like 3-4 guys.
Well,
most certainly. And just think about it. If your favorite color is blue, you're not going to go buy pink. You're not going to go buy red. You're going to go buy blue. So by looking at what all transpired this offseason, they got nothing but guys whose philosophy is to build around teams. Of course, they played in some hybrid style of defense, but the coaching staff normally plays with a 3-4 defense. So that mindset is going to be something that we're going to see throughout this season. 3-4, but although it's going to be a hybrid type of situation.
Well, I think it'll be a 4-3 with hybrid 3-4 principles.
Concepts,
possibly a lot of them. I agree with what the coach has been saying in the offseason that there's going to be no number assigned to it, but it's going to be hybrid. There's going to be a lot of different things. I agree with them now because I think they are planning in the future to move towards a 3. Just you draft Bradley and Nye in the 5th round, right? He's going to be a 3-4 outside linebacker. I don't think he's going to put his hands on the ground in his career like that. You counting on Alden Smith, who was a 3-4 outside linebacker. You got a Randy Gregory, who, in my opinion, he should have been a 3-4 outside linebacker, but he has that dual skill set to be able to put his hand down. And you're talking about Jalen Smith, who I think is going to be an interesting wild card, rushing off the edge in a 3-4 as an outside linebacker. And then to me, this is what stamped it. D. Ware said D-Law called him and asked him, hey, man, can you help me stand up? If he's asking you to help me stand up, that means it's coming. Yeah. It may not be now, but it's coming.
Yeah.
We got a guy on the line. Thank you for holding 240. You on the line, man. You on the show. What's up?
What's up? Just Eliab 55. Want to shout y'all out. I love y'all. Y'all holding us down during this pandemic. First off, I want to thank y'all.
Thank you.
In the DMV. Question about the secondary.
Okay.
I watched Taha this year. It's living in the Washington area. I don't want him in the box, and I would love to see Woods and maybe Cheeto play safety. What are your opinions on Cheeto Obey and Woozier playing safety? And also Anthony Brown. I love Lewis, but never talk about AB.
Okay, we'll talk about all that off air, all right? So the guys can hear the question and whatnot because they're on a little bit of a delay. All right?
Understood.
Appreciate you calling in, bro.
I'll be calling in, too.
Thank you, man.
Calling in again.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate you.
Get him in and out. I love it.
Okay, so he's asking about Cheeto possibly playing safety, and what do we think about Anthony Brown in basically the slot, right?
Uh-huh.
Oh
Well,
my
my
goodness.
personal opinions. I've wanted Cheeto to be looked at safety since he was drafted since 2017, and like I said, go check the interview. I asked him myself last year because I thought he'd be the better position for him. So I'm all for them trying to look at transitioning because they don't have guys on contracts. So
Right.
that be something that, guess what? If Cheeto does good, maybe they extend him and move on from some other people and say, this is our safety now. So I think that'd be something good for them to look at. As far as Anthony Brown, I'm gonna keep it real. I watched a lot of tape. I did a video on Jordan Lewis. I think Anthony Brown is better than Jordan Lewis in the slot.
Oh,
That's just my opinion on it. If you go back and look at the numbers before Anthony Brown got hurt, he played a lot better in the slot than Jordan Lewis. I think Jordan Lewis is better outside corner. I think that's where the issue is going to be.
Remember
and that's
when
my opinion.
remember we talked about that? They was killing me.
Well, here's the thing: is what I like about Jordan Lewis.
Not you,
is,
the fans were killing
the fans
me.
itself.
Sorry. When I was
well, they looking at overall.
Sorry, my bad.
they thinking overall collective skill set. But I just look at Jordan Lewis as a field side corner. When he's on the field side, I think that he can play well on that particular situation. Now, on the boundary side, it's just so many elements that's against him. Just like we went over when Worley was out there, the Worleys of the world. When you're big and physical, you can get aggressive, you can shield off that boundary. There's no way, and trust me, I love Jordan, but there's no way he can shield off the boundary like Worley did against Galladay. It's just the reality of it. Nevertheless, but on the field side, if he got a lot of grass in front of him, or if he's playing off a little, or if he can get a little aggressive and having the safety over the top, I think that's where Jordan Hip Pocket Lewis can win. And this battle right here goes down to this right here, Cowboy Nation. We already heard that Worley said that he's versatile in a sense. He can play right and left side. You can put him inside as a slot, or he can play some position of flex too. So what I'm trying to say is that Cheeto Awuzie, this will be the year where he's going to get challenged. Remember, this staff is not married to Cheeto. So
ain't married to J. Lou either.
He ain't married to J. Lou either, like you said. So, and this Diggs come in, we just never know. It could be just, I think, did you predict? Who predict that it's going to be Diggs and Worley?
I did, because I said if they move Awuzie to safety, I believe Worley and Diggs are your starting cornerbacks on the boundary.
You probably be right on the money.
But if they move him to safety, if not, then I think you're looking at maybe Awuzie and Worley until they're ready for Diggs. But here's my thing about, and this is no knock on J. Lou, y'all. I really like J. Lou. I actually want to see him on the outside a little bit, not against the big receivers. But I think he could be a pretty good outside cornerback, and I think he could be he's been a decent slot. I think we have to really sit down, watch the tape, or if you want to just go look at advanced stats, go look at the advanced stats. He wasn't a lockdown slot. I'm sorry. He wasn't.
He got worked in that slot.
There was a lot of times he struggled, or a lot of times he gave a lot of receptions, a lot of yards. But it is what it is. The slot position is hard. Here's where I think people, they turn on their red flag, not red flags, but their blinkers. But wait, he got the interception against the Bears. He got the interception against the Jets. He picked up that fumble and ran it back for a touchdown. He got the interception. What was it in his last year? I can't remember what game it was.
Saints game.
Was it the Saints? The Saints game. So they remember these big plays, and that's true because he is a playmaker. He is a playmaker, and that's what making big plays does. It makes you forget about the deficiencies on the outside. What is one of the things that we got on Byron Jones about? He didn't make plays. So all that people could talk about is that he didn't make plays. Oh, he's a lockdown corner, but he didn't make plays, right? And what do we want? We want guys that make plays. So I get wanting Jordan Lewis out there, but when it comes to just the slot, he's not some significantly better player than Anthony Brown. The tape doesn't say it. The numbers don't say it. And guess what? The contract don't say it.
And that was the biggest key, that the contract got signed with AB. And you know what else? And people had got on me. And once again, we're not sitting there saying that Jordan Lewis is not good. He's not a player. We're saying he is. But I have mentioned that because I was talking to one of my guys as well, is that if it gets down to numbers and you're looking at some trade value, Jordan Lewis has it. If it becomes a numbers thing, if Diggs looks really good in camp, and they have hopes for Robinson too, even though he was a 4th-round pick from Tulsa. They like him. You still got Maurice Kennedy that we haven't talked about with him. he has some starter potential too over there. So we're gonna see that if it's an odd man out and you could look for some trade value, Jordan Lewis offers it because you don't know if he's going to be in the long-term plans.
And the thing is with Kennedy, he's so scrappy. You know, y'all just got to look at his tape. I know he don't have the gaudy numbers, what have you, but he's scrappy. Just like when we saw the game against the Philadelphia Eagles last year, the first touchdown that was given up was Dallas Goedert on Jordan Hip Pocket Lewis. Man, I mean, if you were to do that 9 times out of 10, I think that they would win that battle there. So
that's not his...
we need somebody that's scrappy enough that when you play inside, that they can redirect. And it's like you said, the panel is no hate at Jordan Lewis, but the reality of it is that last year's staff, and I hate to go back to the past, just didn't make those necessary adjustments. Come on. What would you do if you saw Jordan Lewis on Dallas Goedert? What would you do?
I'd go to Dallas.
Go to Dallas.
I'm going to him every single play.
But this is exactly what I'm saying. My boy Cowboy Marty, amazing supporter here on the channel. His statement was where'd it go? He said, "I don't remember Anthony Brown doing anything the entire season. I know he got skill, but he's not better than Jay Lou." You may be right. Jay Lou, I think, may be the more skilled player with the higher ceiling, but the floor I don't think is that much of a difference. The ceiling, I think Jay Lou has a higher ceiling. Maybe he needs to go somewhere else. Maybe he needs to play on the outside. But that's the thing, right? I don't remember Anthony Brown doing anything. But when you go look at Anthony Brown tape in the numbers, he actually was a pretty decent slot cornerback last year. He's been up and down in his career. He's had bad years when he had to play on the outside, right? And when he lost his confidence, he's been up and down in his career. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
But last year, before he got hurt, he wasn't a problem in the slot, y'all. AB was not a problem.
No.
It's just the stupidity of when we saw him get burned, like putting AB, Anthony Brown, on Hopkins against that game. I was like, gosh, come on now. Ray Charles, he's dead and blind. And he saw that they shouldn't have did that. Come on. Shout
out to this caller, man. You've been holding. But when we get these conversations rolling, man, we got to keep them going. But I appreciate you holding, 512. What's up?
512.
Yeah, this your boy Trip. I'm going to shoot Lost from Bell because I believe that the stupidity he talked about is why y'all don't see Lewis for what he is. He is an outside corner, but he plays to be exceptional for his skill set on the inside. AB and Byron Jones should have been on the inside. Byron Jones was checking tight ends as a safety going to the Pro Bowl, which means he was a better slot because his bump off the line. So they really were playing everybody out of position. I think that A. Brown goes to the slot.
Hold on real quick.
Jones should have been in the slot.
Byron Jones went to the Pro Bowl as a boundary corner, not a safety. I just want to correct you on that one. He can play.
So he didn't go as a safety.
No.
When he was playing as tight end, he was one of the
best. You're right. He shut down tight ends. He was a weapon against the tight ends. But what made him an All-Pro his first year under Rashard was that he was an eraser on the outside.
He was an eraser.
Yeah.
But I think that's just non-attention. I think if he played in the slot, we'd have moved Lewis to the boundary. It'd have been better. Lewis got these things with his hands. You always say no big wide receivers.
Oh, I'm sorry, y'all.
When he played in the Big Ten about Michigan, he played against big wide receivers. You got to watch his hand placement. When he tackles, he's always swiping at the ball. He's always diving. This is stuff on the outside that Lewis does better than any of those corners. He was just playing out of position.
I can't argue with you.
Quick speed. Man, he has lost and turned himself. That's why they're keeping him. He's turned himself up. He's always been practicing on his skill, but he knows his hands is everything. If I'm going to play a big wide receiver, I got to fight for that ball. Well, when that ball is in the corner, I got to fight for it, and that's what Lewis does.
Here's my thing. He has athleticism, but nowadays, man, Galladay's, the CD Lambs, because don't get it twisted, CD 6'2". The Julios, I don't want Jordan Lewis playing on them. I'm sorry, I don't. Because
it's all about ball placement.
It's about.
I think he can win with him. I think he can win with him only because they might catch that ball, but when they diving out of bounds at 150 foot, he gonna swipe at that motherfucker. So you better go all the way to the ground for it.
He did have a great play.
He does it.
He had a great play against Julio in 2017, I think it was, or 2018. I think it was 20. One of them years when we played the Chaz Green game. He had a good.
And I'll just put it to you like this. Who got plays against Julio? There ain't a lot of corners that can say they got plays against Julio. Julio a beast.
You're right about that, bro.
You gotta give him this credit.
You're right about that. I appreciate the call, man.
Talk about it. No, I just want to say one last thing. I want to talk about that Worley interview.
Yeah.
Because y'all the film guys, I think he told us what defense we're going to be running. If you go back and listen, he said the system we like to be in. So I want y'all should know what defense we're running now. And I think he's there to train Trayvon Diggs.
You said he's going to
That's the only
train.
reason he's there for. Yeah, he's there for Trayvon Diggs to feed off of him. Like, he's going to be the example that they want him to like, you know, move towards and be better at. You know what I'm saying?
So he's going to be basically the bridge between Trevin Diggs.
Yeah, the bridge between and yeah, but he is the bridge. He is the bridge to Trayvon Diggs starting and not, which he will come in, but he has to show him in this defense how they want him to play. You know what I'm saying? And he has the right body set. It's kind of, he's like a 2.0. He's like maybe a 3.0. They hope of him, and they said, well, if we can, he has all the moves, but maybe he doesn't have the athleticism to pull them all off. That might be all it is. He might be one of the best technicians, and they're gonna say teach him the technique. Because after that, he's gone. You know what I'm saying?
He's not. Yeah, he's not a super athletic guy. He's not gonna beat you with his 4.2 speed or anything like that. But he is a technician. He has a high ball IQ, football IQ, and he's physical. That's what they want in his defense. But man, appreciate that, man. Great call. Thanks for holding, and keep rocking with us, man.
So,
yeah, somebody said I ain't gonna read the comment, but what are you talking about?
What? No.
There was a lot of passion. I know that.
A lot of passion. You're speaking with his chest. Like, hey,
say it with your chest.
He's serious.
Where the comment at, man? You know, I like to
yes, indeed.
mix it up. Nah, great call, man.
It's a good call. Okay, what are you talking about?
Oh, you didn't hear it?
No, I ain't hear
oh, that's
we
right.
just heard a lot of bass.
We just heard his
We're a lot of bass.
Yeah, he was definitely very passionate about AB, and not AB, but Jordan Lewis. Most of what he said at first was that he believes J. Lou could be very good on the outside, and I tend to agree. I think J. Lou, I like his skill set as a boundary corner, man. I just do. I like AB in the slot because he has the quickness and the speed.
I like J. Lou as the field side, but the boundary side, man, I'm just going back shoulder fade. I'm just going to try to pass all those balls onto the outside. If he play on the field side, I think he got more space in front of him. I think he played better on that side of the field.
So you're basically saying he's a zone corner.
Where we line up in the, say again.
You basically say he's a zone corner. You got to have it in front of him all the time.
So y'all saying we love J. Lou, so we go against the Cleveland Browns, right? Not hyping the Browns, but you got J. Lou man to man on Odell Beckham. You feeling good about that all game?
Odell's not where I get worried with J. Lou is big receivers.
You feel good about that?
I don't feel good about him against Julio.
Yeah, I don't Julio, Galladay. I don't some of these other bigger guys, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. No, I don't want him defending those guys too much because
I don't feel good about him guarding Odell.
You think about that Detroit game.
Hold on. Odell got shut down by Dallas by worse corners.
I feel what you're saying, but I mean, you know, they got a little bit better team now than they played the Browns last time. So, and I mean, I think the Cleveland Browns, I ain't hating them. I mean, I ain't saying the Browns are good, but that's going to be a good receiving core that the Cowboys going to go against.
Odell, fam. I'm not knocking Odell, right? Odell's a beast, but did Odell just kill everybody last year?
I ain't saying he kill everybody. I just don't like that matchup. Just my opinion.
So then don't play him on the outside then unless we're playing bum receivers is what you're saying.
What I'm saying is he's probably not going to be starting. That's what I'm saying.
Well, we agree on that, but we're talking about the possibilities of him playing on the outside against because you're going to have to play against some good wide receivers. And if you don't believe he can play with Odell, because listen, man, Odell's a great receiver.
Put it like this: would you want Jordan Lewis on Beasley again?
I know it's gonna sound crazy, but AB got the makeup speed to make up for getting a little.
I mean, he was. What you was talking about with the top of the route. You know when you was talking about the top of the routes, Law. He was killing J. Lou at that top of the route. J. Lou was staying with him, but there was a couple of times that he was keeping his field backing up because he didn't want. Beasley when he gets to that top of his route, he hits you with that move. He was killing Jordan with that head fake move like all game.
Yeah, Beasley's he's a beast to the slot. I mean,
yeah.
He's tough to guard.
That's why I said he needs to be on that outside, not that slot.
Yeah. But Jordan, don't take this the wrong way, Cowboy Nation. We love Jordan Lewis.
But you gotta
he is a hip pocket guy.
We gotta be reality. Like I said, there was an 85 passers against him completed 86% of their passes against him.
Well,
Mm.
it's
think it
high,
was-
but I don't know if it's that.
It's that high. I can pull up those stats.
It's a Richard limit the DBs on everything. So
It's so funny, you know, the Richard thing, because after year one, we love Chris
Yeah,
Richard.
well, we blame
Yeah.
Chris
I'm not gonna
Richard.
blame Chris too much, but his second year, I just personally believe there was just a tug of war in a difference in scheme, and I say that in that he came from a cover 3 team, and Rod runs a Tampa 2. And trying to mix and match, and okay, you got the game plan this week, right? Or you got the game plan this week, Chris, or teach him this way, but we're gonna do it. You know, we're gonna play up front this way. Or I just think that's too much, man. Give the defense to one person who's Mike Nolan. Let him run it. Tell your position coach to coach how we want to run the defense. I like that better.
And just for some objectivity, who did Chris Richard draft it? You know, who did he get a chance
none of his
to
guys.
draft? I'll wait.
And I'm not sitting here trying to defend Chris. I'm just saying, after year one, y'all, we were talking about how he turned Byron Jones to an all-pro cornerback, and then the very next year, Chris Richard sucks.
Yeah.
But and let's even listen to when we were even talking with Worley. Remember when you asked the question, you were talking. I think this was off air, and we were talking about the differences between Al Harris and a Chris Richard, and he gave Chris Richard high marks. He said he believes Chris Richard brings out the best of all his players. So there's a lot of people see, this is the fan. You get what I'm saying? The fan who will say, oh, well, Chris Richard sucks. But just last year, that 2018 defense was nasty. And then the year later, it fell off. But we also talked about Sky when you had Ioka on there. He was saying that it was that Cowboys Super Bowl or bust, and it put a lot of pressure on them coaches. And maybe that's one of the reasons why you saw that unevenness with the defense, because when you're coaching for your life, maybe you don't blitz as much. When you're coaching for your life, maybe you don't do these little bit of schemes because you want to make sure that you don't blow it.
The funny thing about the defense is that unevenness was there in 2018. It wasn't until about halfway through the year when they start that Saints game, really, where they start clamping down a little bit better. But I think we get caught up with the Saints game and think we had this elite defense last year. We did not.
Yeah.
We put together a few good games, and guys like LVE and Jalen were balling, right? And Byron was turned into a lockdown corner. But the totality of the defense was nothing to write home about, and that was shown. That was shown against the Rams. That was shown against the Colts. Like, they took advantage of that defense when you have a competent offense and a competent offensive coordinator. That's what happened time and time again in the Jason Garrett era under Chris Richard.
We had 2 vanillas and no shakes. You
Rob
know what I'm
Marinelli.
saying?
I'm sorry. Rob Marinelli.
You know what I'm saying? We had 2 vanillas. You know, vanilla on the offense and vanilla on the defensive side of the ball. And no shake. You know, just let me get the 2 vanilla. I don't want to shake. I just want to just in the bowl. And that's what we had. Believe it or not, when you think about it, listen to what DeMarcus Ware had to say about under the Rob Marinelli scheme or system. And I think that it's not a bad situation when you got all-stars on your team, or when you got people that can make plays on the ball. It's just that the scheme was just vanilla and bland as possible. No salt, no sugar, just straight.
And that's why you saw a lot of inconsistencies with it. The defenses over the last 2 years have not been bad. They just have not been consistently good. And when it's time for them to be great, or when it's time for them to be really damn good, 9 times out of 10, they have not been.
Yeah.
Oh, they haven't been.
If we can stop the run, we beat the Indianapolis Colts.
That's always been the problem, though.
If we can stop the run.
Think about it, though. Think about this.
We've
been hyping that run defense
Michael,
for
they
like
were
4 or
dysfunctional.
5 years, and it hasn't been a great run defense. It's just the fact that our offense was killing people when Dak and Zeke came in, and that defense was staying off the field. But we've seen that when teams had the opportunity to really run the ball on Dallas, they were able to.
Yeah.
They were. Yeah.
What is yes, they have Skywalker? You're bugging. They've been consistently good, Jimbo? How has this defense been consistently good?
Time to get your damn act together.
I mean, I'm always up for correction, but I'm trying to figure out, when was this defense consistently good? And if you're going to go off of of yards per game, then be my guest, man, because that's a flawed ass stat when it comes to this defense. It's a heavy bend but don't break defense. 1 and 2, it does not get turnovers, and 3, it did not set up our offense whatsoever with short fields. So not only were they not getting the turnovers, they were allowing the opposing offense to drive, either kick a field goal or punt, and we'd always have to start. That's why Dallas always started on the opposite side of the 40, sometimes the opposite side of the 30, sometimes the opposite side of the 25. Far too often. A good defense gets off the field with 3 and outs. A good defense sets you up with first downs on the other side of the field. A good defense gets turnovers, consistently good defense. A defense like the Cowboys does exactly what they do. Bend, don't break, gets no turnovers, and then gets exploited. So please, show me where
we can spread some of that stuff, man. You got some heat over there, Sky. We can
spread
some of that fire over here too, as it relates to that special team play. If we say bend but don't break on defense, it would just catch and keep it safe for special team. We really want to keep everything safe. We really didn't want nobody to catch the ball and get upfield. And I think that we need to get back to that side of the football of being a team that takes some of those risks, somebody that can flip the field, that can give better positioning for this offense.
I'm sorry, y'all. I got so into that. I got a caller on the line. My bad, brother. I'm sorry I kept you waiting, man.
Let him wait.
Is you in there, caller?
Yo.
What's up, man? Sorry about that, man. What's up?
Hey. No, man, it's all right. It's only been 9-10 minutes. It's all right.
It's only been. Sorry,
No, I got a question. Why are we so dead set on the fact that Awuzie is in trade bait?
Oh, that's a good question.
Maybe he goes to safety. The coaching staff doesn't like what they see at him at safety. They keep Jay Lou because they like his potential, and Awuzie is trade bait. I don't think Anthony Brown's trade bait because of his lack of production versus his contract and his injury availability. You get what I'm saying? So I don't think a team is going to take that little production for, was it $3 million against the cap?
Who, Jay Lou?
AB.
No, I don't think AB's trade bait.
No, Jay Lou is 1.5, I think, against the cap this year.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to extend or sign Anthony Brown and then trade him. I think we're saying either Jay Lou is a trade bait, but you bring up a very interesting question about Cheeto being a trade bait.
I'm sorry, I don't think I introduced myself. This is Dan Lee.
Oh, what up, Dan? This is Dan Lee. This your boy was on the show.
This I thought because he was asking for the number. What's up, my ninja?
Going on, brother? So,
that's
and
my
here's
dog.
another talking point for you. Is the Cowboys trying to make the fullback position an unnamed star?
Oh, that's interesting.
Now follow me, right? So we had a basic ass name in Keith Smith, right? Got rid of him for Jameis Alawali, right?
Yeah.
Which was better, but his name was much harder to pronounce for the announcers until like 2 years ago. And now we go out and get Shewu, and I'm not even going to try and pronounce that man's last name.
Shewu.
You know what I'm saying? So I really think that the Cowboys are tired of hearing the name fullback in the announcing of the game, and it's just going to be like the fullback block. Come on, man, think outside the box.
That's some outside the box thinking, Dan.
That is wild, dog. That's why I love him.
I watched that Vox Lombardi video, and this dude on here talking. On the free agents in the backfield, the running back and the fullback, and I think the tight end. I'm not sure, but like you make it progressively harder for these men to say this guy's name. Like they got to practice for 3 hours in the mirror before the game on just the fullback, and he going to get called twice? Come on.
Shoot, if you watch our watch parties, you ain't gonna catch me trying to say one of them crazy names. I just. When Tua got drafted, I said, "In the Dolphins select Tua." That's it. Tua Tagovailoa. Now listen, Dan. You watch the show. You know I screw up all the names. I screw up where you're from.
Man,
so I might even go attempt.
Come on.
I hear
name
you,
of the game.
We're all human.
I know.
There's some people that are still called Cheeto, like the snack, not
his name.
Oh, Cheetah. Well, you know what? I've been saying it wrong for a couple years because I was calling him Cheetah Bay, but I think it's Chidobe.
Chidobe.
I think
it's Chidobe.
I think it's Chidobe. See, I still don't know, man. Whatever though.
I mean, you call him whatever, he gonna turn
Cheeto.
it.
You gotta watch that
His
James
name's
Slater
Cheeto.
interview where she asked him.
He always
You gotta
says
watch
it.
that
I
James
forget.
Slater interview where where he pronounced it. That was his rookie year, son.
Oh, see, they bringing up. Remember the cat from
Yeah,
Florida?
go back.
Remember the cat from Florida, Zanaga?
Oh,
No.
no. Oh.
All right, Daly, let me get out of here.
All right, get off the phone, Dan.
All right, guys.
Bye.
The man is off the ground.
I forget the name, but if you go back and watch this show, boy.
Yeah.
Hey, he brought up an interesting point, man. So basically, y'all don't count 3 and outs as good. Jimbo, we gonna get back to you, Jimbo.
Yeah.
So he
Jimbo,
brought up, and I never even thought about
20.
this. I don't even know why I didn't think about this. Why haven't we talked about Cheeto possibly being the trade bait? Is it because McClay brought up his name for safety possibilities, but we haven't brought that up, man?
I mean, yeah, you know, it is what it is.
I hear what he's
Second round
saying,
pick.
but I think that because maybe they want to see that safety part of him, I think that's what could definitely be more of a trade bait because he has a lot to offer too, as far as what he's young and what you can do. But when you're trying to talk about safety, and I think he just offers, he's bigger than J. Lou. I don't know. I'm gonna be quiet because people don't think I'm hating on my dog J. Lou.
Yeah,
he probably won't come on the show now because I'm gonna be quiet.
No, I want to talk to him like, yo, like what's that like? You think
I want
like,
to ask.
right.
I mean, come on, Jay. I talked to J. Lou a couple times. And I was giving you. I'm giving you props, dog.
Think about
it. Don't get mad at me, J. Lou.
Hey, and I saw how you circumvented too. It was like you was talking to J. Lou, but you were trying to get Taco out the way. You know, Taco and J. Lou.
Did you like that? Did you like that?
Hey, you had to repost that one, man. To let people know that you was talking to J. Lou.
I was talking to J. Lou and just threw a Taco thing in there.
I'm like, yeah. Charlton, can you move out the way for a second?
You feel me? I was like, hey, and Taco, blah, blah, but J. Lou.
Yeah, I'm looking at this.
Go check that
Lou now again.
It is funny, actually.
Yeah, it is funny, man.
Hey,
but shout out to Taco.
I was saucy that day. I was saucy.
Yeah.
We got 864 on the line. What's up, 864?
Hey, how you doing? This KG. What's up, Big J?
What
Big
up,
Homie,
KG?
Man, Skywalker and Law, man. I want to thank y'all, man, for what y'all doing, man, and for the nation, the Cowboy Nation, man. You know, we got this pandemic going on. We got unfortunate deaths going on in the world, man, in Minnesota and all other places, man. And we do have some kind of positive to look for, man. Y'all bring great energy together, man. And one thing I know to bring people together is religion and sports. And you know, Cowboy Nation, man. And that's something, man, we can look forward to, man, to see y'all input, dialogue on what's going on with our Cowboys. And you know how Cowboy Nation is.
Yeah.
So I'm going to break it down. I'm going to just say, I know our secondary is our big hole. And Skywalker, I want to commend you on you and Vox went back and forth about Jamal Bryant. Man, I was very, very impressed with you, man.
Thank you.
I like that because I want us to get Jamal Bryant.
Jamal Adams.
I want to say, man, Jamal Adams.
Yep.
The man that came on today, do you think he'll be a starter, secondary? That's my question. And I know secondary is going to be our biggest weakness and safety. What can we do to reassure that? Because I see y'all talking about Lewis and Anthony Brown, and I just want to know what moves can we take and who's going to be the starters to go in for this season. Thank you, and thank y'all for what y'all doing.
Thank you for them kind words, man. And we'll answer that question for you, all right?
All right.
All right, man. So he says, first of all, he's saying thank you for being here during the pandemic, and all the other things going on in the world. Minnesota. Rest in peace to George Floyd. And it's just crazy out there. I know, and trust me and believe me, I know what's going on. But we want to bring you guys something positive, something to kind of take your mind away from it for a little bit, because that's what sports does for us. For the country, really. So we're trying to just do that for these couple hours we have you guys online. We just want to, we want to make it a fun and cool experience. So definitely thank you for rocking with us during this crazy time. All right. But he asked about what do we want to do at the safety and DB position. But I want to start off with the other question he asked about. Do we see Daryl Worley as a starter? Because he did ask about he said, can Daryl Worley be a starter on the outside? What do we think about the brother that was on the interview? So that's what he was talking about. What y'all think?
I
Can
asked
Worley
him,
be a starter?
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Can he be a starter? We asked him, what do he see himself as? Did we do it live or we did it pre stream?
No, we talked about it on air.
We talked about it on air.
He said
Okay,
he said he's been a starter his whole career, so that's what his mindset is. But he also did say what I love about him. What he also said was how I'm here to help the young people like people before me. How people was there before me to help me get better, and that's what you love because a lot of times when you see these guys in the league, they're so fearful. And do you remember when Philip Tanner was on here and he said, and Jesse Hollis said the same thing? As soon as you drafted, they're looking for your replacement. You know what I'm saying? So for him to do that when a lot of players are like, I'm not helping him because if I help him, he takes my spot. So I ain't helping you learn on your own. For him to still be like that, knowing that I've been a starter and I'm coming in, not guaranteed a spot, but I'm still going to be here to help you. That speaks volumes to me, even more about his character and his ability. But I think he definitely, like Scott Walker says, I think the only thing probably hurt him. I don't know if his speed is like that now, but I know his combine, he was like 4.64, 4.65 guy.
Yeah, he's 4.6 guy.
I don't know if that would hurt him dealing with some of these receivers, but if you had him like maybe like a 4.4 with his size and the way he's physical, he's definitely a starter.
Yeah, and I look at it like this. We talk about physicality, right? And he said there are some things that the young youth will not just understand, how certain receivers run their routes until it's experienced.
Right.
Day one, you're not going to be ready to handle Julio Jones. Day two, you're not going to be ready to handle Odell Beckham. But there is a situation whereas you can play a guy, even with the 4.65 speed, whatever speed that he got. One of my favorite DBs of all times ran like a 4.7, a 4.9 almost.
Who's that?
Everson Walls. You remember that big game, James?
Well,
yeah.
Everybody was running a 4.7.
Everson Walls. Hey, listen, Everson Walls' speed was trash. He had 12 INTs his first year.
Yes, indeed. So I'm not calling him that,
Yeah, we ain't calling that. Yeah, we ain't saying
although I
that.
did say he'll have 3 interceptions and 2 sacks or what have you. But
the guru,
it can work, man. He's going to be physical.
The guru,
and at the top of the route, he's going to get physical as well. But go
Guru
ahead.
says, does he play faster than his 40 time? Is he field fast? He's definitely field faster than 4.6 because he has a high IQ, in my opinion. He sees it and he goes. You're going to see him a lot like this at the line of scrimmage, probably in this defense, unless he's playing safety. There's a couple snaps here where he was back playing safety, but you can see he's physical. He's going to stay on you by hook or crook. That's just what he does. And I just really think with this front and with this style of play and Mike Nolan and Al Harris, I just really think that we could see one of these cornerbacks are going to create more turnovers than we saw over the last couple years. And I'm not saying they're going to be better than Byron. I'm just saying we could see somebody, and I got a feeling it's this guy because he's a veteran. He's played against most of these receivers. He's seen a lot of these quarterbacks where you got guys like, Robinson and Diggs who just haven't been around. Kennedy, he's been around, just hasn't played much, right? Savion Smith, he may not even make the team, but he hasn't played much.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So Chris Westry hasn't played at all. So there's a lot of guys that have not played, and then you look at guys like Wouzier, who we believe may move, and you look at Jay Lewin, AB. Those are likely going to be slot corners. And your slots just aren't getting a ton of interceptions right now, but we'll see. We'll see.
And if you think about it, at minimum, he's going to help out the youth. He's going to help out the Reggie. Going against those guys, although they're on the same side, but they're going to try to compete for that position and still sharpen steel, iron sharpen iron.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that he was an all-pro or anything during his career.
True.
He's a very physical corner, and sometimes that gets him in trouble, and he gives up some touchdowns. I mean, it is what it is. But strangely enough, they only completed 50-some% of his passes on him. They just happened to go for a lot of yards.
But you've got to bring up his stats against the run.
On PFF, I won't believe it was his second or third year. He was graded out as one of the best run defending corners. So, that'll be a welcome sight for our cornerbacks. We saw Byron struggle a little bit against the run, especially in that Green Bay game. Oh my goodness. And we know AB's not the shortest tackler. Funny thing, Cheeto is aggressive, but he missed a lot of tackles last year. And I think Jay Lou was pretty solid run defender. But I think he will be one of our better run defenders.
And it's another thing that he can hang on the wall that I don't think that none of our cornerbacks can say, or defensive back. I got 5 interceptions. Put your numbers up,
None of them. I think Jay Lou might got like 4 or something like that.
Let me see. Who got 5?
Jay Lou has 4 career interceptions.
Okay.
He had 4 career.
I got 5 of them. I'll be like, I got 5 of them.
On it.
I think AB's got like
we got a caller that got 5-minute wait, man. What's up, caller? 409, turn down your radio just a little bit.
Oh. Okay. Hold on, let me. Y'all hear me?
It's my boy Antoine.
Yeah.
This Angel.
Angel, what's up, Angel?
Angel.
Hey man, I'm looking at them talking about the 3-4 defense. Is there any indication, like, as far as like keeping Crawford, him being kind of suited for 3-4? I think that's what he was originally drafted for, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, under Rob Ryan.
So you keeping guys like that, right? And I think we moved away from the 3-4 because of how bad we did with Rob Ryan, but we did real well with Wade Phillips. And I remember guys like Scandrick getting a pick here and there, kind of at least more than what Byron Jones gave you. No knock on Byron Jones, just
I know what you
kind
mean.
of pointing out the pressure, So this is the pressure it causes and the picks they'll create. So kind of just excited about that. I want to pick y'all's brains with that. Also, with just kind of talking about that. My only question, if I was to talk to the Cowboys organization and everybody else, is kind of like, who else do you have to take? Kind of looking at the outset of the 5 years that Dak's going to be paid, in this contract. And at the end of the day, people got to understand he just wants to get his just due. He doesn't want to be 5 years from now getting paid, pennies and popcorn. So compared to the market, So it's kind of like, for me, it's like, who else do you have to pay? Who's coming up?
Nobody.
What are the contracts, that's gonna be in the way that's gonna just kind of eat up salary cap? Because you have all your main guys paid, pretty much.
You must have been on my Twitter today.
Well, it's just something I've been thinking about for a long time.
I'm just messing with you. I talked
like
about
numbers,
the same
man.
thing.
I looked at percentages, man. I looked at, what Tony Romo's percentage counted toward the cap, what the cap was when he got his paydays versus where he was at. And they had other guys, taking up more. I think the difference between him and Romo is that it was in a time where, Romo wasn't getting paid the top percentage per what the cap was. But at the same token, we're in a different age, and I can understand the Cowboys. This is the first time the Cowboys had to sign a quarterback in a time where the next man up is getting paid the top dollar, if y'all see what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so I can understand from their side, their hesitation, but then I would just counter again.
Fam,
what you're talking about.
Ain't no hesitation. Ain't no hesitation. They offer him a big contract, man. He's just trying to get the most out of it. And like anybody in the NFL,
like
is
even the
going
35
to
million,
do.
the 35 million a year percentage wise is actually lower than what Russell Wilson counted toward the cap last year. Russell Wilson counted like 16 or 17%, and you're getting Dak at like 14 or 15%, offering him 35 million. So I can understand why Dak's not even feeling that, because he's looking at like,
I think he's,
I want to get paid.
I don't think the average per year is the issue. I just don't. I really believe it's just the number of years, possibly guarantees, but I think it's the number of years. But I don't want to get too much into percentage, but I will say this. When he gets signed this year, he will not be at that 15% threshold. He will actually cost less in year one than he will in probably any other year. So we can get rid of that notion. But I want to talk about off air. I'm not off air, but answer the phone or answer the call after this. Answer the question after this call here about the whole contract thing. Appreciate you, man.
All right, man.
So y'all, he talked about something that I had brought up on my Twitter. My Twitter, and a lot of people are talking about, well, if you pay Dak Prescott, are you going to be able to pay all the other guys on the team? Are you going to be able to keep all the other guys? All the other guys are kept.
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, he's his last piece on the team that need to get his deal done.
Yeah.
I think that the salary cap. Growing up in school, you just gonna just talk about it in this way. Not a lot of people was good in math. The general public is not that great in math, collectively speaking. And now when you broadcast and you put numbers out there for people to go over, it's billionaires squabbling over millionaires, squabbling over I guess you can say agents who's making good money too. I just think
Who's
that Jerry
biased?
Wayne, he knows what he's doing with this. He got his name out there. He's marketing, he's promoting. Dak Prescott will get signed just like D-Law, just like Ezekiel Elliott. So I think that a lot of people just need to just let this thing play out.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what Maria or Miss Munoz. Who's
Munoz.
biased and what don't we see? Let us know so we can talk about that.
She said what?
I don't know if she's
Who's
talking about us or
biased?
the comments, but she said, where you at? Where you at, Maria? You said you guys are biased, yet you don't see it. So I don't know what that means. So just go ahead and let us know so we can talk about it.
Yeah, just the craziest thing of it all. If like the Cowboys really wanted to juice this thing out, they would have let Dak Prescott test the market. They would have seen what he was going to get offered or what have you. And then they would have countered. So they wouldn't going to let him do that.
No.
So if you believe and trust him, you know what I'm saying, and his talent and his skill set, you're going to franchise
Wow.
tag him,
I'm
and
sorry.
then you're going to extend the thing, and then you're going to try to
Law.
negotiate the contract. That's what it is. Negotiation.
Joe, appreciate you, Joe. He said two things. He said here. The last person that truly believed in Dak left the building. Okay, so Maria, thank you for explaining that. And JG, Joe, that don't even make sense. They're offering Dak Prescott a 5-year deal, over $100 million. How in the hell does that come off to anybody that they don't believe in you? I see this go around a lot. Cowboys don't believe in Dak Prescott or it already be done. That is false. Did they not believe in Zeke? Did they not believe in Zach Martin? Did they not believe in Dez? Did they not believe in DeMarcus Lawrence? They all waited. They all had to fight. That's just what Stephen Jones does, man.
Yeah.
Especially when you talk about Zach Martin, we didn't even think, because remember,
I'm sorry, you went out.
Had their 5th-year options, and they were picking up the options and signing them before they hit that 5th-year option. Zach Martin, who had been a rock, played through his fifth year option, and everybody was like, "Oh, wait up, how is that Zach Martin not getting his op?" So if they did it to Zach, they're doing anybody.
Well, the other part of this question was name me a QB, and this is the one this is what every Dak detractor or everybody that's not for paying Dak
I like
says.
that Dak detractor. I love that.
This is
hashtag Dak detractor.
Well,
go ahead.
Yeah, this is what they're saying. Name me a quarterback that's won a Super Bowl when they got paid this and that and that and this. I can't. I know it's there, but listen to a smart guy like Dominique Foxworthy or I always say, is it Kumis? Mina Kumis or something? I forget her name, but she's very smart.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about on Twitter.
On Network, NFL Network. Listen, guys,
Twitter.
winning the Super Bowl has nothing to do with being cap champions. Okay, winning the Super Bowl is so hard. It takes luck. It takes the right team, the right coaches, the right bounce. It's hard, y'all. We should know this. Did the cap space cost Cam Newton from not diving on that ball, or the Panthers from not winning the Super Bowl? Did the cap space cost Matt Ryan from choking a 25-3 lead? Did the cap space cost what's his name? The Saints, Drew Brees from that horrific call that cost them to get to the Super Bowl? Did it cost them that? Is that why they lost, Law?
But what you're doing is, and there's a lot of people, they take what the national media is saying and they echo it out. They copy and paste it because we hear the same things, like the Dak Prescott garbage time. Nobody took time to go out there and watch the film and watch the tape themselves and calculate how many yards he got during the season last year. On top of that, people will only listen to what the four-letter network is saying and formulate an opinion from within the opinion and never do their own homework, especially when you think about it. Jimmy Garoppolo,
another one.
in that Super Bowl,
10-point
if
lead in
he
the fourth
hit
quarter.
Emmanuel Sanders, it had nothing to do with his particular contract.
Did they lose the Super Bowl because Jimmy got paid? You see what I'm saying?
He got paid, so therefore he couldn't hit Emmanuel Sanders, which is good because I can't stand the 49ers, which is good for me. But at the end of the day, it have nothing to do with how much money Jimmy G got paid opposed to anybody else of the reason why he didn't win that Super Bowl.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry, and I'm saying way with Lunatic. When it comes to players, it ain't the players. It's not the players' responsibility to worry about the cap. Okay,
right?
it's their responsibility. And in my opinion, when people are saying, "Oh man, this player should be taking less for the team," don't give a damn about you. When you start to maybe tail off a little bit, they'll cut you right away without getting your money. So I don't understand that they should take less for the team.
Who right now is giving a check to Ryan Sazier on that?
Yeah, but hold up. But can I say this? It's so funny how everybody's with management, but y'all ain't management with your jobs.
And this
ain't none of y'all management with your jobs. Everybody want to back. Oh, he asking for too much. And they want to side with management and stuff. And just like you said, though, management will cut you. You have one bad year. Go look at Sean Alexander. He was an MVP. Within 2 seasons, he was cut.
Yeah, man.
That's what they do to you, dog. You tail off a little bit, you're gone.
Cam Newton can't find
get the money. Right, freaking Joe Flacco got a job before Cam Newton. Come on.
Yeah, it's a whole other conversation. 8973, I appreciate you for holding on that to that soliloquy. What's up?
Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Hulk Logan, man.
Hey, Hulk Logan in the building, aka our future security guard, right?
Yeah, that's our bodyguard.
Yes, sir.
What's up, man?
What up, big dog?
Hey, man, what's going on? Yo, what's going on, big gang?
Chilling, man. You know, hey, like I said, once we get that money, dog, I already got a couple people I need you to knock out anyway.
Hey, dog, with the moves y'all making on this show, man, I'm planning on getting some work done soon anyway, man. I know I got work coming to me, so I'm here when you need me.
What's up, though? What's on your mind?
Real quick, so I wanted to know from you guys with all the free agents acquisitions that they've had so far, and with the addition of the draft players, what else do you think that this team can do besides Jamal Adams?
Yeah, you know where I was going, Hawk.
I know exactly where you was going.
All right, so we'll talk about besides Jamal Adams. Okay.
What do you think this team really needs to do? Are they one player away, 2 player away? Do they need to go through another draft? Do they need another offseason of free agent acquisitions? What do they need to do to make it to the chip and get that chip?
See, you put me in a position, man, because I think it's Jamal Adams. well, look.
I know you think it's I think it's Jamal Adams too. I'm not gonna lie to you, but what they asking for is just a little too much. I can't sit through another draft with no first and no third. I can't do it.
But remember, we get a comp pick in the 3rd round. Remember that. So, no.
You're right. You're correct. But I'm a build through the draft kind of dude. Like I just really feel like I want to build through the draft. You get your own players. Now I don't know what the organization's problem is when they don't want to pay certain players, but that they draft and they say that that's what they want to do.
Exactly.
They want to build through the draft, but that's another conversation for another time. I just feel like this team does draft well, and I know I'm not Jason Garrett a lot, but one thing that man did do, he did draft well. He had some very good drafts in his 10 years as a head coach.
Will McClay.
Now he didn't know how to. He did. You're right. You're right. I backtrack.
No. I'm not going to do that to you, Hawk. I'm not going to do that to you, Hawk, because JG early years of the Cowboys did bring in a different culture. I think he ushered in taking the draft a little bit more serious when it comes to the front line. I believe the reason why we start taking those linemen is because Jason Garrett came in and said, no. as offense or as the head coach, I want to be able to run the ball because I'm from the 90s organization. And what do we have in the 90s? The Great Wall of Dallas. Immediately,
Absolutely.
his first
Absolutely.
draft, he did something. He
Absolutely.
got Jerry Jones
Tyron
to do
Smith.
something that he never did. And that was
He never
draft an
did.
offensive
He
lineman
never
in the
did.
first round. And he did it
Tyron,
3
Tyron.
times.
You're
So
absolutely
I'll
right.
give JG that credit.
How you doing,
Oh,
guys?
speaking of something that the Cowboys never do, I want to see what you guys think about this. So we drafted CeeDee Lamb, okay, and everybody seems to be under this notion that the Cowboys were paying Philly back for taking Dallas Goedert
It's lazy.
before them.
It's Philly fans.
Now, here, listen to me. If you know your Dallas Cowboys, we do not draft tight ends in the first round. So what are we talking about? Like, where is this coming from that the Cowboys are paying them back because
They're not.
this Dallas Goedert, first of all, Jason Witten was on the squad. So nobody was starting over Jason Witten anyway.
No, Hawk. That's why, Hawk. Because Jason Witten retired like 2 hours before the draft, and when we when we got to that second round, I think it was, everybody assumed that Dallas needs a tight end, which we did. But if you listened, most people were saying Brian Broaddus during the draft show was like that's not the guy they're looking at, y'all. They're looking at this guard. They're looking at this guard. And then Philly jumped and they took him and it was like, aha, we got him over you. And everyone was all hype about it. So that's the reason why they think we took CeeDee Lamb in the first round to spite. That's the stupidest way to draft in the history of the world. You don't draft to spite your rival organization. It's dumb.
Yeah.
You'll never win that way.
Not at all.
You'll never win.
But what answer that
listen.
question though about what else we need, because the guys they're on a little bit of a delay, so I want to get that question to them because it's a great question.
I bet. I love you guys, man.
Appreciate
Keep
you,
up
man.
the
Love
good
you
work,
too.
man.
Salute.
Later.
Love you, Hope.
It sound like you said love you, ho. You gotta pronounce the K, dog. Love you, Hawk.
Love you, Hulk.
There you go.
My bad.
Hawk smash.
You damn sure ain't no hoe.
Hey, that's my bad.
You know.
So this question was, what do the Cowboys need? Do you think we need anything else, or what could the Cowboys use to get us over the hump? One of the guys in the chat said we already got it. I think it was Fatimus Prime. Coaching. That was the change.
Yeah. That's a major role right
Y'all
there.
see?
Coaching.
Do y'all see any position?
I just think that we need to get out there and see what they gonna do, practice and one-on-ones and drills.
I'm gonna go with that right there. If you're talking about, we could always get a safety, but like you said, we've seen how many times have we seen Jason Garrett when we've had not great teams, but we have good teams, and if anything went bad, it went bad because the coaching couldn't make it up. And I feel better now because I think talent for talent, if you look across the whole NFC, Dallas is still just as talented as any team in the NFC. What has hurt us is the coaching. Dallas has had the talent. We can still match talent for talent. We just couldn't get over the hump with that coaching. So I'm agree. Who'd you say said that in the comment? Fatimus?
Fatimus, yeah.
Fatimus Prime says that. I'm going to go ahead and agree with that because I know when we got McCarthy, buddy, I felt good. Now, when we get in those clutch games, I feel a little better now.
Yeah, we won't see the same things that we've been accustomed to seeing for the last 13 years. I'm not going to just say 10, but for the last 13 years, it's just a brand new flavor, new feel. And we brought in not just McCarthy. Think about it. Everything that you loved about the Minnesota Vikings defense for the last 3 years, we got him, as a positional coach. They had that guy as he was the defensive coordinator.
Like my man,
so now he's just a positional coach.
My man B. Bird said we never had the advantage on the sidelines.
Oh, my goodness, man. You could just talk about that. Just the advantage on the sideline. Go ahead.
Seriously.
It's the truth, dog. That's what we all. I mean, even remember we had Choppy on the other day, dog, and we were talking about. And he was talking about. I know. I'm just saying how he was a JG. I'm saying he was a JG guy, but it was what was he kept on saying? He said, we could have did this, but this could have happened if this happened. I said, but that's the thing. We heard that too many times that if we would have just did this, we could have did this. Or if we would have just won this game. And people forget those 3 years that we were 8-8, dog, we was like Dallas was like 5-3, heading for a playoff berth, and then choke us.
And we choking in December.
And the craziest part about it is that it got so bad over the years that we started to complain and talk bad about the players opposed to the coaching. We will always say, collectively speaking, because I know it wasn't me, but it was like a lot of people saying like the players. It's the players that's the problem. And I'm sitting there like, whoa,
I mean, at
whoa.
8-8, it was. Our team was not that great when we were going 8-8.
But I think I'd say coaches elevate. Coaches are able to identify the struggles of players and elevate. We can go over many of you. Yeah.
But those 8-8 years, fam, you really believe we had the rosters to be some deep play? I don't. I think Tony saved our asses, more often than not during those 8-8 years.
But I just think that there's a misconception because Tony Romo was not playing with chopped livers all of his career.
No, I said the 8-8 seasons. I ain't talking about 07. I ain't talking about 09, and even 08 team had some talent to it. I'm talking about the 8 at 8-8. We did not have no championship roster. We barely had a playoff roster, if you want to keep it 100. And I think Tony dragged us to 8-8 because, yes, we didn't have great coaching, but even with great coaching, do you honestly think that those teams were going to be some deep run playoff teams? I don't see it. I just didn't see it there. But I agree with you. Coaches
a lot of those 8-8s, I think that it was when you get in, and I just
9-7.
It was 9-7.
I mean, if we win with 9-7, get to play with the teams.
I think it was like we went down the gauntlet, a slew of teams. Like we had to go beat the Redskins. We had to go beat the Giants. And we had to go beat the Eagles, and we in.
and Tony threw them interceptions in that Washington game.
Yeah,
and Tony got hurt in that Philly game.
Yeah.
I love Tony, but that's true.
We love him, but.
I just gotta attack this one more time, Joe. Joe Cillian, what he said? He keeps saying, "What? Name me a quarterback that won a Super Bowl after they got paid." Dog, if you want to be literal, Tom Brady won a Super Bowl after he got paid. If you want to be literal, and we only have 9 years out of 50-some Super Bowls, 9 years that's a small sample size of this whole new cap thing, this whole 15. Mind you, they don't go back to. Since 2000, since 1995, since 1990, they go back to 2012. That's all they go back to. Since 2012, the team has not won a Super Bowl when their quarterback has said, dog, that's the most laziest stat ever, fam. As if that one thing matters to winning the Super Bowl. That's silly.
It would have been a different story if he created it, but he don't get none of the credit because he's hearing something that somebody else done put out there. You see. It would just been a different story.
Didn't Drew Brees get paid in 2009?
Yeah.
Floyd Perrier
didn't Peyton Manning have a big contract when they won in 2015? I mean, it's the most laziest argument. And you see Max Kellerman's and Marcellus Wiley.
Didn't Aaron Rodgers get paid in gold? I mean, I don't know. Didn't Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, he got paid. He got paid more.
Matt Ryan?
Well, they lost. But he's saying,
but it wasn't really his fault that they.
I agree. Listen, man, I'm just trying to answer. And Joe, listen, Joe, I'm passionate. If you've been watching my channel, you know
hear
me.
It right now.
I'm not coming at you. I ain't talking down to you. This is just how I go. And if y'all that been rocking with me on in the universe, y'all know how I do when I get going. So I'm not talking down at you or at you. I'm just passionate. So I just don't want you to get that mistaken. Yeah, so I just really think that we should dive so much deeper than, if you make 15% of the cap, you can't win. It's so much more complicated than that, y'all. It really is, man. I just want you guys to understand that and go look. If you really want to really look into it, go look into the 09 Saints. Go look into all the Patriot teams. Go look into the guys who lost the Super Bowl, and you tell me if they had $3-4 million extra, they win the Super Bowl. I'm just, it's just silly. It's silly.
Yeah.
We got 478 on the line. I think this is going to be the last call of the night. 478, what's up?
What's up? What's up, fellas? What's up? This is Josh Johnson calling from Macon.
Josh, what's up,
Macon,
Josh?
Georgia in the
house.
Nothing much, man.
Georgia.
Yeah. Man, look, I've been holding out for like the past week, man. Y'all, this whole Dak thing come out, man, about 45 mil. And like the lies and stuff that guys been telling, man. Look, man. I pulled up. Okay, Russell Wilson is like the highest paid quarterback right now Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Annual average per year.
Up his stats. Okay, yeah. I pulled up his stats. First 4 years compared to that. Man, do you know how many interceptions this guy had, man? Compared to that, it's like it's crazy. And like his pass completion percentage is like only 2% higher than that.
Oh yeah.
So all these people that been saying, okay, he's not good enough and all that. They were the same people 4 years ago, his rookie season, when we were 11-3. He took us to the playoffs. We win it. They was jumping. Oh, we got a quarterback. We got a quarterback, boys. We got a quarterback. So these same people now they jumping ship now because he wants to be paid just like everybody else, man. And all these people on ESPN, Stephen A. Smith has, man. If he was in the same position, ESPN wouldn't want to pay him. He'll want his money too. So I'm getting disgusted. I'm ready for sports to start back, man.
I'm ready too.
I'm tired of listening to Stephen A. I'm tired of even though Shay Sharp, that's my boy,
Joe.
And all that. There, I'm getting kind of tired of him too, man. But I just wish everybody would stop it, man. The man gonna get his money.
I agree.
It's just part of it. It's part of it. It's part of the game, man. So I just wanted to call in and
get it out.
Voice my
get out
piece
your
about
system,
that, man. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Hey, that's why we open the lines up,
man.
man.
That the big presence, man. It's like Dak is the man. He's gonna get us there. It's just like any other, quarterback or any other team. It's about riding the wave, man.
Right.
These teams that like even with Russell Wilson winning the Super Bowl, they rode a wave. They just rode a wave into the playoffs. That's what it's all about. So we got the right coaching staff now. We got the right players coming in. It's set up for us to ride the wave, man. So I'm ready.
Let's go, man. Let's do it. Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah. Y'all have a good night, man.
You too, man.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Of course,
Keep up good work.
Thank you.
All right, man.
Yeah, man, I agree. I'm ready for this thing to be over. Just get the damn contract done. Let's get back to some damn football, and let's get it. Robert said, I can only listen to the late night hype show now. ESPN and Fox talk rubbish. I mean,
because they definitely won't go over the details on how somebody should play a route on a receiver, or
give you the truth about this, about contracts and team building and things like that.
Yeah.
They do shock jock, and I'm sorry, I would never be it. If you're coming on here looking for that Stephen A. Skip stuff, ain't gonna find it here, man. Ain't gonna find it.
You found the wrong spot, man.
You find the wrong spot. That fabricated debate. Like, hey, you gonna say your favorite color red, and I'm gonna say mine is blue. But when you say blue, I'm gonna say no, you didn't. No, you didn't. That type of stuff.
And one last thing, because Joe, appreciate you, Joe. He said the difference is Russell had a Super Bowl. We do understand Russell Wilson also had one of the greatest defenses of all time in the Super Bowl year, correct? Oh, Russell Wilson also had one of the greatest running backs of the decade on his team as well, and didn't have chopped liver on. So let's just all agree that to win a Super Bowl early in your career, specifically his second year, it ain't the damn quarterback that it's just solely him. He obviously had a great team around him, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
And I want to interject one last thing with that, because I heard that and I posted stats from my homie because he made the comparison with Dak Prescott and Russell Wilson. I posted it because I knew people was going to get mad at hell. Don't you dare compare no Dak to no Russell Wilson. But just like I said, that second year, Russell Wilson's first 4 years, he only averaged 217 passing yards a game. In his first 4 years. In his second year where they won the Super Bowl, he averaged 216 yards passing.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And people fail to realize, remember, he can't pass deep balls, Dak Prescott. And then he passed deep balls. Hey, it's not about the stats. It's about the wins. When you say the wins, it's not about the wins.
It's not about the wins.
I was like, man, I can't find a way to just say.
It's called go. I'm sorry, I got last one real quick. I thought it was Jay. Jay wanted to get in here, but it's my boy TP from NC. Last one, TP, make it quick. What's up?
Hey, what's up, Sky? What's up, Law? What's up, Big Game? Hey,
what up, Big Dog?
What's happening, boy? Hey, look here. I ain't really sweating that contract, man. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I know Jerry and them gonna pay him. I'm gonna tell you what I really think.
Got a pauser.
I really think somewhere
went off.
behind closed doors. Yes, you still there?
Yeah, we're good, bro.
Okay. Behind closed doors, really, secretly, I still think Jerry and them trying to get Jamal Adams. They trying to get him in. Once they get, because they're gonna pay that. They just want it big. They want everybody to see it on TV, do all the press conference and all this other bull. That's just how the Cowboys do it. They string things out. But I really think they are all in this year. It's over. They're in, and they're trying to get Jamal Adams behind the scenes. If you listen to Stephen Jones said, it's a 365-day acquisition trying to get players. And I'm telling you, I think they're trying to make it so good for that hey, that's just where I feel. And I'm out of here, y'all. I'm out of here. Y'all say what you want to say.
No, appreciate you, man. I'm looking at these comments here like, what the? But appreciate you, man, with the call. And we're going to talk about this Jamal Adams real quick off the air for you, all right? Or not off the air, but off the phone. Appreciate you. He says that we're all in this year and that he still thinks behind the scenes we're trying to go after Jamal Adams.
It could be a possibility for that. They're waiting for Jamal Adams to get his
we'll see.
Dak Prescott to get his contract signed or what have you. It could be so many things though,
Yeah, Jay, I try to get you in, Jay. But next show, man, reach out. I'm not sure I think you're a mod for some. Is it you, Law? That's Jay's mod, Jay Farm?
Yeah, Jay Farm mod on my end over here on
get his number.
Nation.
And we can get him in there next time he calls, because he hasn't called in yet.
Yeah, because he's the intel.
Thank you, Joe.
He's
Joe
the
says,
intel. He's
the
intel.
Appreciate. Hey, no, you say great show for us. No, great comments, Joe. Because everybody's not going to always agree, and you got us to really dig deep, which a lot of shows don't do, and that's why I always say, man, it's not just our channels or our show, but a lot of, I believe, YouTube Cowboy shows will dive into things that they won't on the other networks. And I'm not knocking those networks. I'm not knocking them because I grew up once wanting to be on one. So I'm just saying. Now,
but then we said we want to be better than you.
I don't want to be like them. I want to talk the real with the fans, because you're not going to get that. It's going to be 2-3 minutes of Dak wants 45 million a year. No, that's not what it said. But you know how that go. So that was the last call. We're going to wrap up the show here. Great interview with Daryl Worley. Sosa, I don't know if you still in here, man. I want to drop this one so bad.
Hey, yo, Sosa.
But we going to hold off until we get the 100% confirmation. But we got a couple things lined up.
Man, are y'all ready for it?
Well, just talk about
entree.
I ain't gonna say
about what we have lined up next week in regards to what is confirmed. Go ahead, Big Game.
Tuesday we got your boy George Teague. I got excited because he was all in it. He retweeted it. He said, "Let's go." I'm excited about that. I think he's going to give us a really good interview, and y'all can all ask him about that damn TO star thing because I want to hear what he had to say about it. And then we got Anthony Wright coming up Wednesday, former quarterback with the Dallas Cowboys. He played with Quincy. I think Hutchinson was on his team.
Okay, Jeff.
I'm telling you, man, he's got a Super Bowl ring. Anthony Wright was a better quarterback than a lot of y'all think. For real, he really was, and he has a lot of good insight about the quarterback position. And then Thursday, we're going to wait for that one. We're going to wait to tell you that on Thursday. What can happen Thursday? But be careful. Wait. Sosa got something lined up, and then possibly Friday, we got another one. This one is confirmed. Friday. We just got to get the. Can we talk about this? I can say
I don't even know what the hell we got confirmed.
What we got confirmed?
We got confirmed with Patrick Creighton. I was telling y'all that.
Yeah.
Patrick Creighton. Remember we was talking? Remember we was talking y'all last few weeks ago?
So it's Friday?
No, it could be. We gotta wait on him because we gotta get the time. We gotta wait for the time and day. But remember how we was talking in the air, y'all? So we gotta get Patrick Creighton on here. And guess what? Patrick Creighton hit my boy up and he said, "I'm all good with it. What's the date and time?" And I sent him the date and time. So now we're just waiting to see if we can fulfill that. And I'm telling you, I'm gonna ask some damn questions to Patrick about some of that Romo stuff.
Oh, some of that Coach Garrett stuff. Remember, he was one of the first ones.
Filthy and all that TO stuff. Filthy, dirty stuff.
Yes, and good stuff behind the scenes.
I totally forgot about Craig.
We're gonna come with the heat. It's not gonna be none of that sugar.
No,
we ain't throwing salt though, but it's gonna be some heat action out there. And
you got fire.
I'm gonna tell him like, look, man, dog, you dropped that ball in the third quarter.
You ain't.
Say that again.
You ain't.
I said in the third quarter. I said, man, that's when he dropped the ball. You
gonna be laughing when you say it.
Y'all know what I'm gonna ask him.
Patty pull up on the fourth one.
I'm gonna keep it a bean. Hey, look, Patty. Can I call you Patty or Pat? Would you PC? PC, are you with me? Patrick. I'm gonna call you. Your mama named you Patrick. No, I'm just playing. I'm about to listen, Pat. I just got to know. Did you lose the ball in the light? Like, what happened on that play?
Are you talking about the other one that you said?
I'm talking about the one that mattered the most.
That was the fourth. Yeah, that was the fourth quarter one. It looked like he slowed up.
That's all. I just want to know what happened. Like, obviously something happened, and I never listened to interviews where he's probably explained it. So, hey, you got him on the show, and we gonna ask him. We got another one though.
Well, we might as well get on the other guy that's supposed to be on here. But he moonwalked out of that thing. He was like, wait a minute, hold on.
Talked about. Can we drop the jewel? Drop it, Sky. Just say it because I mean, just drop it, Sky.
Okay, listen. We also have another current player.
That shit.
We also have another current player. We're working out the logistics with wide receiver Cedric Wilson. We're trying to get Cedric Wilson on here to talk about the wide receiver room because we're getting y'all a bunch of defensive guys.
Right,
we want to work on the offense.
By the way, I love defense, so I'm gonna let y'all run the show with offense.
Now, what you talking about? I was a defensive coordinator. Law, go ahead on with that. That's Sky. Sky loves all that CD Lamb.
You damn right. You see how I reacted when we got CD. So,
but you know, Sky. Cedric's my guy, Sky.
I like Cedric. Remember
I told you Cedric's my guy.
Went ham. What was this on draft? I don't know what day it was, but we went ham about Cedric, and I said, "Listen, dog, I like you, Cedric Wilson.
Okay,
but once we got CD Lamb, Cedric Wilson, the fourth wide receiver right now, right?
For sure.
Okay. So
we'll see. Hey, this is the thing though. CD and Cedric, they gotta fight. I know everybody gonna say CD is giving that situation, but they still gotta fight for it.
They got to fight, fam.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got to fight for it. You got to fight for it. Or you just want to give it to him? You just want to lay it up?
No.
Since you drafted in the 17th overall draft pick for the Dallas Cowboys, here's your position. Here's number 88. Here's your starting role.
He got 88, fam. He really going to be the fourth receiver in this team.
You ain't getting the fourth with no damn 88. Do you need to play that? Get your damn act together, Sal.
No, because he got to earn it, right? Earn it meaning he got to run a couple laps. He going to run it
from a Cedric perspective. What do you think Cedric is thinking? What he think he's thinking? He thinking it like, okay, he's given this position, so I don't want to
speak for Cedric, but I don't want to. I keep calling Cedric like I know him.
He got real familiar, didn't he? Said Cedric.
What up, John? I don't want to speak for Ced, but I guarantee you when we took CD at number 17, it's like, all right, better get my special teams together and better work on this damn better learn these playbook because I'm going to be fighting for this team. I'm going to be fighting for the fourth and fifth. I mean,
he got a leg up on the other guys because he can get special team play.
And he already played it.
I think Cedric is the fourth wide receiver right now on this team, and I think he can take a strong – and there's nothing wrong with that. You need guys like Cedric Wilson. If somebody gets hurt, he can step in, and he has versatility in the slot. But I like Devin too. I want to see what Devin can do.
I don't think Devin's gonna get it because he don't play no special teams.
But do you think he make team though?
As a fifth, but if my thing is like if we talk about Cedric,
we going to a whole nother damn show.
Then you put I know.
I get hype at the end.
But if you put Devin at a fifth, when is he ever gonna play?
Okay, but the fifth wide receiver, I think he can play special teams. I don't know if they put him on there because you had Ventrell Bryant, you had the linebackers, we don't got that many linebackers, by the way. Somebody had brought that up right now. But man, we get into a whole nother show.
Okay, there'll be another hour.
We're still working on the logistics of Cedric Wilson. But
and Creighton on the time.
I'm surprised y'all let the world know, but it's all good.
I know. Maybe so would. Maybe they'll forget about it on the show. Maybe they'll forget about it. Hey, you know what we'll do?
James bullied me into telling y'all.
I did. But
I thought you were gonna talk about Orlowski. I thought you were gonna say Orlowski or something.
It's all good. Like I said, all we're gonna do is you watch Men in Black. Law, you watch Men in Black?
Yeah.
I got the laser. I'm gonna shoot it at all the people now. You forgot.
You give me the cricket. Remember that cricket gun? That gun had some power though, did it?
You remember nothing now.
Yeah. So man, a lot lined
up.
Oh,
you talking about a nebulizer? Oh,
yeah, nebulizer.
And honestly, once we get these schedules kind of solidified, we'll start putting out schedules for you guys so you can follow along and see and save the date and for who we're going to interview and whatnot, instead of just popping up. Oh, Late Night Hype is on with who? So we'll get that for you guys as well. Anything else you guys got before we get out of here, man? First off, thanks everybody for being here today. For the donations, I heard you said you had a couple new members on your channel, or saw you had a couple new members on you guys' channel. Thank you for that. So any kind of salutations here? I think that's the right word.
No, but damn, we put in some work tonight. I just wanted to give a shout out to everybody. Well, I know, but sheesh. but hey, I just want to give a shout out to all my members. My members were real heavy in my feed today, and let me welcome the new ones. There's one new one. Let me give a shout out to them. A shout out to my guy Floor Perrier. He upgraded to a He upgraded to a new membership, babe. You gotta find it because I don't know his. But shout out to my new members. My babe will find it.
Boo-Thang. You gotta call it.
Boo-Thang,
You gave it a new name.
What I
she
call
always been
babe?
Boo-Thang.
Yeah, she always Boo-Thang. She be throwing babe in there sometimes.
Okay.
Oh, Aaron Lewis became a big game James Supreme.
I'm hungry
Mo Preem. So you're gonna get all the good stuff. So I don't want to take your time, but thank you, Boo-Thang. I love you. Aw.
Go ahead, Law. Hit him.
Skywalker silly.
Law about to hit you with the whole.
You can't talk.
Well, MySpace and Black Planet over here.
He said, "Go ahead, Law."
Hands only. All right, so check out me on LAWS Nation, Facebook, Instagram. For those who don't know, we was live a little bit on Instagram. I kind of coordinate that thing.
I thought I saw that thing pop up.
Yeah, so we live everywhere, Periscope and as well as Twitter and YouTube, LAWS Nation. Just check me out, Cowboy Nation. We got a lot of things that's going to come around the corner. If you have Fire Stick TV or Roku, just type in LAW Nation TV and you'll get to see this wonderful, beautiful, magnificent, glorious channel. The Late Night Hype there. You know what I'm saying? You're glorious. Glory. On your alien.
Glory. I know about that Bobby Roode. Bobby Roode.
Come on, give me some of that church music there, baby. But
dun 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 dun.
Shout out to you, man. Welcome to the Silver Elite member. Who's that? I can't say your name there, but shout out to you, buddy. What?
We gotta get out of here.
Lost says shout out to you, buddy.
Ringgood, I think that's his name. But shout out to you, man. Hey, we got some stuff behind the scene, stuff that's gonna be on all of our membership channels. We got the Luke. What's the guy named Christian? Luther.
Oh,
Luther
man,
Kirk.
Come on,
Luther Kirk.
Come on, man. That's Captain Kirk, dog. Really?
Luther Kirk, he gonna make the team. He gonna find a way to make the team, and we will have some behind the scene of Daryl Worley's.
Yeah,
you was about to forgive. You was gonna say, Law. You stop.
No. I wanted to put that Worley because y'all know my beard is better.
No, you didn't.
You can't catch me slipping. You can't. Hey, I'm like a can of oil right
here.
He
said that Daryl. Skywalker. He said that Daryl. Here comes Worley.
Worley.
Check out his merchandise. Don't try it, Law.
No, come on.
I thought it was clean. I thought it was clean.
Okay, he's smooth though.
See that pause was there to gravitate you and without the hesitation for the nation to get you closer to the seat so you can sit there and get in and soak in all of these wonderful revelations, baby. Let me go, baby.
I agree. Drop the balls, man. Drop the bombs. Y'all know how the Late Night Hype get at the end of the damn show.
Yeah, that's when we start getting crazy.
Yes. And I see people are joining the squad over here.
Oh, they was already slaying people in the comments. I just couldn't get to them. Squad. Excellent show
Squad
as
up,
always.
baby. Get
Squad.
behind the scene action.
Indeed, man. Indeed. I can't top that. I never can top what Law says. So
I don't know why you go behind him.
Well, because I got to send the show out, man.
Oh yeah, that's right. You damn good with that too.
Gotta send the show out, man. You know, because look, every time I say this on my show all the time, y'all know what this means. When you hear that music, it means it's
over. Hey, you ain't gotta go home, but you gotta get the.
But you gotta get the hell out of here.
Rudy, what's up, Jimbo?
Appreciate you,
Jimbo.
Tuesday,
Jessica.
George T. Make sure you in
T.
there.
Make sure you
Thank
there.
you for rocking with us. And Law, tell them who they rocking with.
Nothing but the best.
Yes, sir.
Skywalker still with the new feel.